What's up, Pope?
What's up, man?
All right. Let's see. Right, check. Let's see. There we go. What's up, Nole Nation? Uh-oh. It's your boy, TURNTTALLY, the number one Nole fan of the Nole universe. And if you think you know somebody better than me, you're doing this. Stop! We are conquered over here. Let's play some music before we begin the festivities. We've had some good news coming out the past few days. Good news. Really good news. You got 11 people in here. Let's get the numbers up. Hit that like button, people. Hit that like, man. We got some good stuff for you tonight. What's up, Duval? No, Gabriel. Jeremy in the building. What's up, Jeremy? I see you in the chat. Chicken chat on Facebook. I see you. What's up, Drip? Tyler Head. What's up? Kendrick McMichael, what's up? First one here. That's usual. What's up? What's up, no nutty? Great news we got coming, baby. Oh, he's transferred. Yeah. We got you. We got you, Tyler. We got you. We got you. Hit that light. Crowd up. Are we 25 right now? Really, Will? We ready number 25 now? Oh, you the first one, though?
Yeah, don't steal the thunder, William. Don't steal it. I got you. I got you.
What up, Island Boy?
William trying to steal my thunder.
Huh?
So William trying to steal my thunder. I got you.
We'll begin soon. Yes, sir. Yeah, they'll do that. They'll do that. You'll have some news. You'll have some news and they'll bring it out. Only gets better. What up, Scott Norman? Scott Norman. What's up, man? We about to begin shortly. Everybody like coming in a little later, you know that. Give us about 2 more minutes, people. We'll get you covered. FSU update. I can't stand when people come in at the Pope break down the presentation for about an hour and a half. And then somebody come in. Where did I miss? I can't stand that. That's why I'm trying to hold on. I can't stand that. I'm like, you don't have to watch the whole video when it's done. Watch the beginning. Because they can't give you the whole video again. For one person. All right, y'all. We about to begin soon. I'm going to give people about 2 more minutes. So this song's over with. my boy kid in here. Hit that like. We about to begin showing the people this weight right there. Yeah, we got tied in. Yeah, that's the one. I think that's the one Polk like. I heard he's dangerous from what War Chant say. Yeah, Jackson. Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll go ahead and get this party started. All right, y'all. It's TURNTTALLY. It's Nole night. We got TURNTTALLY and my guest, Polk County Nole. We're going to bring you information live tonight. I'm excited. Y'all know I was the one that broke that news first about Jerry, and to you anyway, Jerry and Jones. Now everybody's carrying it saying, you know, like now you saw the news past 2 days. I just had to drop it first, man. Got to do my homework, do my research. These great times, but forget all that. These great times in Florida State. Looks like we're going to have a winner next season. Everything's falling into place. Mike Norvell has flipped the roster. He has totally improved pretty much every single unit as far as depth. Some of the units he's improved as far as bringing in starters that's going to push the other ones out, push people down the roster. And that's all you can expect. That's all you want. That's all you need from a coach. Hit that light bulb, people. We lit up in here, baby. Florida State looks like we back, y'all. It looks like we back. I know we got to wait till the season starts, but man, the talent is all over the field on defense. Defense, that'd be nice if the defense can hold the offense and hold the team and take the pressure off the offense, because we know offensive line still needs a little work. But if a great defense can carry you through a season, so we should be really excited. Let's get this thing cracking. I know y'all hungry for the information. I'm hungry. Polk got the presentation down for you. We're going to give it to you no blood raw. Let's get it, Polk. Polk, you got the flow. Pay attention. Questions later on when Polk's done. We'll take questions, but for now, let Polk roll. Let's get it. Let's go.
All right. What's going on, Seminole fam? We're gonna talk about this exciting weekend we just had on the recruiting trail. And then today, we're going to break down the entire offensive skill positions. We're talking tight ends. We're talking wide receivers. We're talking running backs. We're talking all of that. Who playing, who not playing, who might even end up transferring out. I got all of that for you today. But first, as everybody has already kind of put in the chat, FSU has jumped into the top 25 in the recruiting rankings. We went from 31 to 25. So all that complaining. Yep, all that complaining early on about what is Norvell doing and that. You just got to give it time. We just got to give it time. You got to let that man scout the right players for his system, and you're going to see the results. I believe you're going to see the results. And I'm going to talk about these 3 new recruits we got, and I want to talk about these 2 transfers we got. So we're going to start off with 3-star wide receiver, 6'2", 208 pounds. Joshua Burrell out of South Carolina. I watched him. I watched the tape. Me personally, I'm high on him. And from what I hear from other recruiting outlets, a lot of people think it's only a matter of time before you're talking about a future 4-star prospect. When I watch his tape, you're talking about strong hands. Like this guy goes up and he grabs the ball out of the air. Good blocker for a receiver. He had a good body control when he's in the air. I see for a high school player, I see a fairly good route runner. He's a pretty tight route runner right now as a high school player. So that's good to see. And that's how he catches separation, right? So the cons is only con I have in his game that I see is I just don't see that getaway, that breakaway speed, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad player. And I give him a comparison. When I watched him, when I say this, I'm not saying he's going to be as good as this guy, but I see a lot of DeAndre Hopkins in his game. Remember, DeAndre Hopkins only ran a 4.45, the low 4.46 I think Burrell's similar speed, but he's big, he's physical, and he's tough. I see a lot of DeAndre Hopkins and Joshua Burrell. We'll see if he can live up to that type of potential, but that's a big get, and I like it. And I think you're looking at a future 4-star prospect right there. Next recruit we'll go over, 3-star outside linebacker from Texas, 6'2", 200 pounds, Jordan Eubanks. Now he is a high school safety that is projected to be a linebacker at the next level. I can see why. The pros I got with him, he's a solid wrap-up tackler. In the tape I watched, I never once saw him lead with the head, or you know how guys just try to lead him with the shoulder and get big tackles. He wrapped up pretty much every time I watched him. Quick trigger, quick reaction time. Once he sees the ball, he goes for the ball. I like that. And he's violent at the point of attack. He didn't seem like the biggest hitter, but he tackles through the ball carrier, which I appreciate. And he had very good sideline-to-sideline speed, especially for the linebacker. I don't think as a safety his speed translates quite as well in the next level, but I think moving him down to linebacker, I think you got a good sideline-to-sideline backer right there. And his cons, like I said, I think he's slow for a safety, which I think is why he's going to make that transition to the linebacker spot. One of the things he really needs to work on in his game is shedding blocks. When he got blocked in his highlight tape, he couldn't shed the blocks well at all. He would pretty much get caught up in the block and then he was stuck. He does his best work moving around blocks, trying to outrun the blocker. But once you get his hands on him, he seems like he has a problem shedding blocks. So he needs to definitely work on that as a linebacker. I see a lot of Emmett Rice in his game. They were very similar builds coming out of high school. Emmett Rice was 6'2", 6'3", like 190 pounds. This guy's 6'2", 200, very similar builds. I think similar speed. So I think he can be an Emmett Rice type of player. I think his star rating is pretty accurate. I don't know if he'll make the 4-star status. I think a high, solid 3-star is what Mr. Eubanks is. Doesn't mean that's a bad player, and he has room to grow. So just got some things he has to work on. And this last prospect for me personally is my favorite, might be my favorite prospect, which is crazy because he was unranked. He was unranked as a prospect, but 3-star tight end, 6'4", 231 pounds, Jackson West out of Alabama, was recently, as like last week, unranked. The 247, geez, can't talk. 247 has him ranked as a 3-star now. But I'm telling you, if you know anything about the game and you go watch his tape, this kid is, first of all, he as a run blocker, he's physical, he's violent. He is nasty as a run blocker. Go watch that kid's tape. He finishes blocks plays through the whistle. Very soft hands for when he's catching passes. He routinely seems like he's very smart. Routinely finds the hole in the defense, is able to sit down, and the quarterback's able to get him the ball. And I think he had good speed as a tight end. I didn't see him pass block very well. That would be the only con I could kind of really come up with. And I'm gonna cut you off real quick. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm confused with Jackson West. Is he a transfer or is he a recruit? A prospect?
No, he's a recruit. He's straight out of high school.
Okay. That's all.
And as far as the comparison goes, I've tried to watch him, and I couldn't really come up with a comparison for him. I thought about Nick O'Leary, but I think he's a better blocker than Nick O'Leary ever was. Nick O'Leary is probably a better pass catcher. So it's kind of tough for me, but I really like the Jackson West. I think as more teams discover him, you're going to see his stock rise. I don't know if he'll make 4-star, but I think you're really going to see his stock rise as a talent. I'm very high on Jackson West, and I like that. I like that take a lot. Now we'll get into these transfers. Those are the 3 recruits over the weekend. So we'll get into these transfers. First off, Fabian Lovett. There was rumors he was going. He committed to Florida State, then he was going to go to Ole Miss. But he's back, and now he's officially on campus, signed, sealed, and delivered. So the thing about Fabian is I think he adds a lot of, he got 3 years of eligibility, right? So I think he adds some key depth because you're going to lose Marv after this year. You're probably going to lose Corey Durden out of this year. I think Coop stays an extra year. But I think that helped Fabian Lovett at 6'3", 330 pounds. I think that helps transition the loss of guys like Corey Durden and Marvin Wilson. Adds that solid depth. I don't know if he can break out into the rotation early this year, immediately. But I think he adds quality depth. I think he will have, because you got True Thompson, Robert Cooper, Corey Durden, Big Marv. So I don't know if Lovett can muscle his way into that rotation this season early on. He may later on, but definitely adds quality depth. He played in 5 games for Mississippi State, recorded 19 tackles, 6 solo, 13 assists, and 1 sack. So you're getting a SEC body and some quality talent there who can grow to be a potential starter, draft pick type of guy. Next one, this is the big one. This is the one that Turnt broke the news on. He was excited. He had the whole chat turned up. Mr. Jarian Jones, safety / corner out of Mississippi, 6'1", 190. Played in 5 games, registered 12 tackles, 7 solo tackles, 5 assists, 1 forced fumble, and 2 pass defenses. So what I like about Jarian Jones, honestly, is just the versatility. From what I'm hearing and from what I'm reading, FSU sees him as more to play a factor in the safety rotation. So, Hamson Nasruddin, obviously, I think he's got the strong safety solidified, but that free safety spot's pretty much up for grabs. And Jarian Jones is going to be right in the mix in there with Travis Jay and maybe a Cyrus Fagan, guys like that. So they really see him more as a safety, but his versatility is tremendous. If they want to, they can go with corner. And it's possible. You never know. But I think they see him more as a safety. And, he also has that 3 years of depth. But the defensive backfield is really loaded. So he's going to have to play for it. But he lifts the floor of that defensive backfield so much that any kind of – look, if you don't come with your A game every day at practice, you might as well not even show up because there's some dogs out there fighting for playing time in that defensive backfield. So that was a really big get for Norvell and crew.
Yeah. He taking somebody's spot.
Yeah, he gonna come out there and he gonna try to get your spot. And I got some transfer news that I wanna get on. So last week in the chat, a lot of people were asking about Ezra Miller. From what I'm hearing, FSU is not pursuing Ezra Miller. That's the offensive tackle out of Iowa that a lot of people were asking about. I can't find anything. And when I listen to a couple podcasts of some of the guys that, in the know, they say FSU is not really actively pursuing Ezra for whatever reason. They don't really see him as a target for them. So there's that. Don't let anybody tell you different. FSU is still in the running for Jared Williams. I don't care what anybody tell you. It's FSU and a Miami battle. Baylor's sneaking around. From what they're saying is Baylor's kind of the third wheel because Baylor and Houston is not a big difference. He kind of wants to go to a step-up program, not Baylor. So it's FSU, Miami. Miami's a slight favorite because they do have his former quarterback. There's a relationship there. So, but Jared Williams is still on the books for FSU. They're still working hard to get him from what I'm hearing. That's no other transfers. So I know there was a lot of talk about the Charles Crosses and stuff. That guy's not even in the transfer portal. So until he's in the transfer portal, there's really no news to really talk about there. We're not just gonna make up stuff just to make up stuff. Charles Cross isn't available because he hasn't even decided to transfer. So no reason to talk about that. And lastly, as far as the recruiting stuff goes, we got a certain quarterback by the name of Luke Altmaier, 4-star out of Starksville, Mississippi. Just recently got that 4-star, right? Well, guess who just recently offered him a scholarship? Alabama. Luke Altmaier just recently put out that Alabama has offered him a scholarship. Now he says he's solid to Florida State, but that's a recruitment to watch because Alabama, if they really want him, they're gonna put on the pressure. And for me, what this says more than anything is Norvell knows how to spot talent. Because when Norvell initially offered Luke Altmaier, he was only a 3-star. Nobody was really high on him. Nobody cared about him. Now all of a sudden, the kid's a 4-star, one of the higher-rated quarterbacks in the class, and Alabama and Ole Miss, and now all these colleges wanted to get on him. So wow. I think he sticks with Florida State because I think that relationship. I think Florida State offered him when nobody wanted him. Yeah. But it's a recruitment to watch. Is all I'm saying because Alabama's putting on the pressure right now.
So he can transfer out already.
No, Luke Altmaier is not even in the program yet.
But he signed, right? He signed, right? Literally.
No, he committed. He's still in high school. He's in the 2021 class.
Oh, I thought he was in the class with Purdy.
No, that's Tate Rodemaker. He in the class with Purdy.
Oh, Luke Altmaier. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's all I got for recruiting. So you got any questions or anything else we want to talk about before we go into the position breakdowns? That's all we got for right now in the recruiting.
Any questions for recruiting, y'all? Before we get into the roster. Any questions? Hey, Dennis, cut it out, man. This ain't the night for that.
What Dennis said?
He just trolling with the Miami stuff. Not tonight, Dennis. Anybody got any before we get into the meat and potatoes of the roster? Because the roster got us ranked. It's been flipped, baby. We gonna win, baby. We gonna win this year. He says Tyler Hedden says, Polk, do you think other guys will get the Bama bump?
Well, Luke got it. As far as I don't know who we got right now, I'm not too sure. I don't foresee it. I mean, unless Bama starts offering guys like Joshua Burrell, who I already think is going to eventually get the bump anyway, I'm not too sure. Maybe Bama gets on Jackson West since he is from Alabama. That's a possibility. You know, stuff like that. But
yeah. Any more questions before we got 30 people sitting in here now. Hit that like button. Any more questions before we get into the roster presentation? What up, all dubs? Hit that like button, people. Yes, go ahead, Polk. I don't think there's any questions.
All right. So now let's talk about this. Let's talk about your running backs. Let's talk about these running backs. Scholarship running backs. Kalen LeBourne, Ja'Shawn Corbin, Anthony Grant, LaDamian Webb, Corey Wren, Ja'Kai Douglas, and Lawrence Toafili. So this is what Laborn's going to bring to the table. He's had last year 63 rushes, 297 yards, 4.7 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns, 10 catches, 66 yards. Ja'Shawn. So he got hurt last year, but before he got hurt, he had 35 attempts, 137 yards, 3.9 yards a carry, 1 touchdown, 6 receptions, 16 yards, and another touchdown. Now, in 2018, which is his true freshman year, he had 61 attempts for 346 yards, 5.7 yards a carry, and a touchdown. Then Anthony Grant didn't play a lick last year. He had 247 yards as a returner in his freshman year. For whatever reason that I still don't know to this day, and I don't know if anybody else knows, he was absent from the team all year last year. And then Damian Webb, obviously, Corey Wren, Douglas, and Toafili, those guys are first time on the team, so they have no stats to go over. What I want to get into with these running backs is, first I'm going to just say, out of all these running backs, you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a 7 deep at the running back position. Somebody asked last week who I thought maybe was the next guy to transfer out. I think it might come from this skill position group right here. I think a guy like Anthony Grant could be the odd man out. Either Anthony Grant, if I had to pick two, I would go either Anthony Grant or Laborn. I don't think Laybourne's going to transfer, but it's a possibility. But Anthony Grant is a guy who I don't even know. Like he has he has nothing to go off of. Like he could easily be the last guy on this depth chart. He didn't get any carries his freshman year. All he did was return kicks. Then his sophomore year, he goes absent from the program with no purpose ever given of what happened, what he was going through. All he ever was told was his personal reasons, and that's fair. But the dude hasn't played football in a year, and I'm not so sure how ready he's going to be, or I'm not even know what's his mindset. He was only a 3-star, so it's not like he was a highly touted recruit. I don't really know what to say about Anthony Grant. I think that's probably your odd man out. I've said this before. I think Jay Sean might snatch that starting position. LaDamian Webb is going to be right there. See, the beautiful thing about Norvell is he uses a lot of running backs, whether that's out wide, 2 in the backfield. There's a possibility that all of these running backs could see playing time. There's also a possibility that, with 7 deep, you could probably afford to afford to redshirt 1 or 2 of them, honestly. 5 deep going into the season, that's good numbers. If you wanted to redshirt, so Ja'Kai Douglas, right? I don't think you redshirt him because he was an early enrollee. He's been in the program since the spring. He's going to be a factor. Webb from JUCO is going to be a factor. So the only real 2 options you have to redshirt would be Corey Wren and Toafili. I have a feeling they're going to try to use Corey Wren in like a return game or out as a receiver in a little bit of. Corey Wren has that speed that I'm not sure. I'm not sure you want to redshirt. I think you want to get him on the field and try to get the ball in his hands, whether that's punt returning, kick returning, some way. So Toafili might be the guy you redshirt just to save that body, especially since it looks like FSU isn't actively recruiting any running backs this class. Toafili might be that guy you save. And then everybody else, man, and like I said, Anthony Grant might not even be on the roster, but I don't have no sources on that. That's just my thinking. I think everybody else, is going to get a lot of playing time. I think they'll find a way to have all of those guys get multiple touches. So I think the running back position is a position to really be excited about, man. I think a lot of players, a lot of playmakers, a lot of talent, speed, all different types. You got size. You got all the ingredients to have a good running back stable. And you have the coach that loves to use them. So that's a A+ for me on the running backs, in my opinion. Now with the stats I read out, you could argue a lot of unproven. There's talent, but it's unproven, and you'd be correct. So maybe an A+ is me being too optimistic. Maybe it's more like a B or B+. I just think with the coach that likes to use these running backs, you're gonna see the running back production we're more used to out of like a Dalvin Cook. Not saying any of these guys are Dalvin. I'm just saying that type of production collectively as a unit. I think you'll see something similar to that. And we also have 2 walk-ons at the running back position. We got to see Dante Sheffield in the Arizona State game. For what it's worth as a walk-on, I thought he played admirably. And Trayshawn Ward is another guy who was actually, when he came out, was a 3-star, was kind of sought after, but decided to go to Florida State as a walk-on. So we're deep at that position, and I don't know. I think we're good there. Anybody got any questions on the running backs? Or matter of fact, I'll just keep going, and then we'll do all the questions at the end. So next, we'll do wide receivers. Starting off with DJ Matthews. He's your lone senior at wide receiver. Then Tamarion Terry, Ontario Wilson, Keyshawn Helton. Hold on, let me flip my page. Warren Thompson, Jordan Young, and then your 3 freshmen that you brought in, Brian Robinson, Kentron Poirier, and Darian Williamson. So this is another position group that I think you got a lot of talent in. As far as DJ Matthews goes, His stats for last year: 36 receptions, 355 yards, pretty much 10 yards per catch, 3 touchdowns. He had 4 rushing attempts with 18 yards and 4.5 yards per carry. He also threw a pass for 25 yards, and he returned 20 punts for 125 yards with a long of 26 yards. DJ Matthews is that guy that everybody keeps saying, don't sleep on DJ Matthews. DJ, like, that's a name that you constantly hear when you talk about Florida State and the fans, and I think he's like a fan favorite because I think people see some talent there. But, man, my only question is when is he going to put it all together and do something with it? I think he does have some talent. He's very agile. Reminds me a little bit of Peter Warrick, the guy you see behind me, but he's got to put his whole game together. This is his senior year, so this is the time for him to do it. He's got no other time to do it, but this year it'd be interesting to see how he's used going forward under this system. Next up, a guy we all know, man, Tamorrion Terry. 60 receptions last year, 1,188 yards, 19.8, so 20 yards per catch and 9 touchdowns. Look, just get the ball to Tamorrion Terry. He has some things that he needs to work on in his game, which is mainly his route running. It's not where it needs to be. But I can name a few players in college that weren't. I mean, Sammy Watkins is one of the first ones that come to mind who wasn't a great route runner. But when you're so fast, you're so big, you're so physical, and you're so strong, you can learn those things later on. NFL scouts, they'll take a 4.3 any day over a good route runner. That's just the way it works. Tamorrion Terry, that's gonna obviously he's wide receiver number 1. He's gonna be what every defense schemes around, game plans for, scouts for. So there's not really much to say about Tamorrion Terry because we know about Tamorrion Terry. The key is finding that number 2 to help take that pressure off Tamorrion Terry. So that leads you to a guy like Ontario Wilson, who I know he likes Turnt. You know, that's Pookie. Turnt likes Pookie a lot. 21 receptions, 227 yards last year. He had 10.8 yards per catch and 1 touchdown. He did most of his damage in that NC State game, I believe it was.
He was breaking out.
He suffered an injury at one point last season and really didn't get to finish the season, which is unfortunate for him. He's a redshirt junior, so he brings some experience. We know we have some talent there. It's a matter of him kind of trying to put it together and how the offense wants to use him as well. Keyshawn Helton, 17 receptions, 239 yards, 14 yards per catch, and 3 touchdowns. He's another one. Suffered an injury last season. He was on pace to have a pretty good year last year. Gets hurt for the season. Keyshawn's a guy that's been working hard in the offseason. So I think you can expect to see big things from both of those guys. The thing is, with both of those guys, I'm not too sure they're number 2s. They may be to me, they probably more compete with DJ Matthews in that 3 spot, that slot spot. The guy, in my opinion, that's the true number 2 is Warren Thompson. I'm high on Warren Thompson. From what I've seen from Warren Thompson, he's a very good complement to Tamorrion Terry. I mean, 6 receptions last year, 91 yards, 15 yards a catch. He had a long of 51 yards. And for whatever reason, I don't know why they didn't play that. I don't know why they didn't play Warren Thompson more last year. And I know by the end of last year, he was away from the team. So if you're not up to date on the Warren Thompson fiasco, he quit the team last year, which I do not condone. And on my channel, I talked about this a lot and how was not a fan of the way Warren Thompson handled that whole situation. He quit on the team last year because he was unhappy with Taggart and the way he was being utilized. Had his mom go after Taggart on social media. And I can't necessarily – I blame him for quitting, period. You don't quit on your teammates. I don't care what's going on, right? I know you are not happy with what was going on. To me personally, Warren Thompson should have been getting all of Keith Gavin's playing time. That's my personal opinion. So I understand the frustration but you don't quit on your team. Then you don't have your mom kind of go on social media and bash the coach. So it was a whole big thing there. A lot of people thought he might transfer out, but I think after Taggart got fired, he came back. From what I'm hearing, he's been working. From what I'm hearing, he's been a beast. He's been a beast. He's working hard. He's 100% all in. He's all committed. And I think if his head's on right and he's ready to go, Warren Thompson is going to break out this season. There's going to be some big things in season for Warren Thompson, in my opinion. Jordan Young, that's another guy with his size that I think could be a good compliment to Tamarion Terry as the number 2. 4 receptions last year, 61 yards. He started coming on late last year. They started giving Jordan Young a lot more reps later in the year last year. That's another guy to me that you could have put in over Keith Gavin. Like, I don't know. I'm so glad Keith Gavin's gone, man. We didn't need Keith Gavin. He was, but he's a big receiver. Warren Thompson's 6'4", Jordan Young's 6'2". Norvell likes his big receivers, as you can see with the recruiting. If you look at the recruiting of the receivers, Norvell likes his big receivers. Look for Jordan Young to make some noise a bit this year, I think. And then when you get to the freshman, Brian Robinson, I think he's been an early enrollee. That kid's gonna contribute from day one. He's been a beast from everything I've been hearing. Kentron Portiers, he's 6'4", 200. He's raw but talented. And Darian Williamson is another guy, 6'3", 200 plus, raw but talented. But he's coming off of an ACL injury. And as far as who I think all these guys are gonna play. I think you'll probably see red shirts at a Portier and Williamson. Williamson because he's coming off that ACL, and again Portier, he's another raw talent. And I think they could benefit a bit from just learning the position, learning how to really play the position. You probably won't see those two on the field this season, but I think everybody else you're going to see get opportunities to play. I'm excited about the wide receiver room, and I think there's a lot of good things there. And finally, I'll finish up with the tight ends, man. The UCLA transfer, Jordan Wilson, he's 6'4", 240. Only had 7 receptions, 72 yards. So he's not as far as a pass catcher type. He didn't contribute much in that. I think they brought him in there for his run blocking ability and his blocking ability. You'll see Jordan Wilson in those type of situations. And then you have Cameron McDonald. This is your pass catcher. This is your guy who could probably line up and play wide receiver if you needed him to. Only had 6 receptions, 43 yards. He didn't get a lot of opportunities last year, but expect him to get plenty this year. Wyatt Rector, we all know he moved from quarterback, so he hasn't had any experience at this tight end position. But he's a tight end / a halfback type of, flex out option. He's going to be used. I think Wyatt Rector is going to be sort of a lead blocker type, slip out the backfield, try to catch some passes, use his size and speed to catch the defense off guard. And then your 2 freshmen, Carter Boatwright, 6'4", 227, and Marcus Douglas, 6'4", 255. Doesn't have much experience with football at all, Marcus Douglas. He's a former basketball player. But those guys usually translate pretty well to the football field, so we got to wait and see. I think being 3 deep at the tight end position with Wilson, McDonald, and Rector, you probably won't see the other 2 guys this year that much. So that's all I really got for the tight ends, and that's your skill position breakdown. We can start taking some questions, and
Thanks, Polk. Appreciate that. Good job. Great job, Dale. Hit that like button, people. We still got a pretty full house. Any questions you need, you can also call in live. I'll put the number in the chat, 1-727-300-7852. Appreciate that, Pope. Just ask some questions. We got some questions. As far as you said, Brian Robinson, that receiver, he's Alabama wanted him, didn't they?
Alabama wanted him. Miami wanted him. He was one of the more highly touted recruits out of this last wide receivers out of this last class.
Oh, okay. I It's funny you brought up Jordan Young. I forgot about Jordan Young because he's like a track star kind of speeds. He was one of the ones that Florida State was really late on because I think Tennessee was early on him.
Yeah, he was from Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken.
He was a 2-star, and then all of a sudden everybody saw his talent and everybody wanted to get in on him because he's like a Tamarian Terry type, fast and big. And Florida State got him, and he might flourish in this offense. He might flourish. He had one spectacular catch last season, so he has a very high ceiling.
I think with these wide receivers, man, I think some of them just needed the opportunity to play. For whatever reason, they weren't given that opportunity. So,
yeah,
we'll see going forward.
Yep. Somebody's calling. Got a call. Hold on one moment. You on live with TURNTTALLY Polk. What's going on?
Hi there, my nigga. How are you?
Who? Some idiot, some troll. All right. Yeah, somebody trolling. We're gonna win 10. Yeah, Norvell is flipping that roster, Duval Nole. Yeah, he is flipping that roster. That's what I'm excited about. What's up with this? Before we get to your question, Tyler, I got a question. What's up with this? This is the first time I heard about us being ranked number 25.
That's in the recruiting rankings. We moved up to 25. Yeah.
Okay, so 32 to 25.
Yeah.
That's because okay.
That tends to happen when you sign 3 recruits in one weekend. You're gonna move up a little bit.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, Norvell Norvell does live in the transfer portal. He's known for that, Duval Nole, and that's good. But a lot of coaches live in it, but are not successful at it. Norvell is having a lot of success. He's hitting more than he's missing.
So here's the key. Here's the key with the transfer portal, right? And what I like what Norvell is doing with it. It's one thing to just get like 1 year fixes aren't going to do anything for your program. What Norvell's doing, he's going after guys that still have 2-3 years of eligibility left. So that builds upon the depth as well as the recruiting builds upon the depth. It doesn't help if you guys just sign a bunch of grad transfers and then next year you're going to be in the same position that you were the previous year. Those guys don't help build a program. But he's signing guys like a Fabian Lovett. Fabian Lovett's got 3 years left. Jerry Jones has 3 years. Jared Jackson, the kid from Louisville, he's got 3 years left. What's some other? The only grad transfers Miko Dotson, the tight end, and Miko Dotson. That's not a position of need, obviously, as we know. That's DB, tight end, which we have the players at tight end. We just needed some experience and some blocking at tight end. And then at tackle, we need all the help we can get at tackle, period. So
yeah.
I see Tyler asks, could I go in a little bit more depth on Boatwright? Like what do you want to know about him exactly? I think Carter Boatwright is a guy that's gonna be a good player. He just needs for a tight end, he's gonna just need to get stronger, bigger.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I think I really believe our defense is going to be pretty dominating from those pickups, because I know that we have a lot of talent but unproven talent in the secondary. Before this weekend we did, but now we got proven talent that they're going to produce. The 2 guys we picked up, J-Dub, and who's the other guy? Fabian. But it was somebody else in my mind. It wasn't just J-Dub. It was somebody else they picked up from the transfer portal. Was it this? I think it was this weekend.
Yeah,
somebody else. No, but it was somebody else. Were those the only 2 transfers we've had in the past week?
In the past week, yeah.
Okay. Well, I already know that what he brings. He's going to produce. So that's already going to help out on the defensive pressure side of things. Because we were kind of hurting with the ends. As far as we think, we don't know what with better coaching, we don't know. We might have some diamonds in the rough. We got Quashawn Fuller on the edge. Alabama wanted him, so we got a lot of unknown talent of what they can do. We're gonna see. But the thing is, I'm confident is our back end is going to be shored up. So anyway it ends up, if J-Dub gets a spot or he don't, I already know he's going to push somebody. I mean, somebody else did a really great job of pushing him back. So I'm not worried about the back end. That should help our defense out. That should be the strength of our defense. And you still got Big Marv in the middle up front. We're going to give a lot of teams fits, a lot of offenses fits. And I'm feeling more confident about the first game against West Virginia. I'm feeling way more confident now because we shored up and improved on a lot of spots. Norvell has improved the team on a lot of units. In a lot of unit positions, he's improved the team immensely just in the past after lockdown. So the past week, he's improved the team immensely. And he's not done. And he's not done at all by a long shot. So I'm excited for this season. I'm really excited. I've been waiting for a winner for 3 years now. I think we finally got a winner. Finally. Let's see. We were number 25 ranked in the recruiting Duval Nole. Tyler Hedden says, some people are saying Norvell isn't as high on him, which is why we could take 3 times. My question is, why could that be? Is he impressive to you? So he's talking about Boatwright.
Yeah. I mean, from his high school tape, I always thought he was a guy that wasn't going to play year one anyway. So I always thought he was a project player. Norvell may very well be just trying to raise the floor, raise the ceiling in that position group, because when Norvell took over, we didn't have anybody. We had one scholarship tight end, and that was Cameron. I'm forgetting his name.
Yeah,
McDonald. It was Cameron McDonald. We had one scholarship tight end. They moved over Rector. Eventually, they got Boatwright to sign as a 3-star, and then they got the other kid that I went over, Douglas. Yeah. Douglas to sign as a 3-star. So my guess is you want to put as much talent as position, and that raises the bar at that position. Maybe Boatwright gets lost in the shuffle. I mean, I think Jackson is a monster. So if he sticks, and let's just say best case scenario, let's say FSU signs Trigg. Trigg probably has the most talent of anybody in that position group. So yeah, Boatwright could be on the outside looking in, but I always thought he was a project player to begin with. So hey, that's what you do. You know, you recruit players to take other players' job. That's the nature of the beast.
Yep. Will McMillan says, it would be nice to have TURNTTALLY Polk County at the Clemson game this year. I do believe we're going to win. Oh, yeah. It's funny you bring that up, man, because the Florida State fan base is going nuts with these news, man. And I tried to tell y'all, did I try to tell y'all last week? It's funny. I said this last week, too. I said college football is my favorite sport on earth because you know what? Anybody can win any given day. So with all this, we only have 8% of beating Clemson. Clemson is God. Clemson is this, right? News comes out. Hey, Trevor Lawrence ain't got his top 2 targets coming back. That's huge. I don't give a damn how much talent Clemson has. Your 2 top targets that Trevor Lawrence is comfortable with, those are the guys. Justin Ross, somebody, I don't know who the other guy is, but his top 2 receivers, the best 2 receivers on the team. Can you ask, what would Florida State, how would our season go, do you think, if we lost to Maurian Terry and Keyshawn Helton for the season? I'll wait. How far you think we go without them 2? See, right. That's very important. That's huge. That's huge. So I just wanted to put that out there. Anybody can get beat. And now their bar has been lowered. Clemson's bar has been lowered. They're not going to be as good as they're supposed to be this season. Injuries change everything. Duval Nole, why FSU can't get good old line help, just 3-star projects? Well, you're worried about that. Florida State has always gotten 3 stars, 2 stars offensive linemen. It has never have been this bad and bust. That's all. It's evaluation. It's not about the star. It's been bad evaluation. Jimbo stopped recruiting. 3 stars. 3 stars offensive linemen. you don't care about that. You want to put body. They got to develop and put meat on them and coach them up anyway. But go ahead, Pope.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you're right. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. That offensive line is the toughest position to evaluate and scout. Those star rankings, honestly, when it comes to O linemen, I'd throw them out the window, man. Cameron Irving, probably one of our best offensive linemen we've had in recent years, was a 2-star prospect. Ryan Stewart, won the Remington as best center in the nation his senior year, was a 2-star prospect for tight end. Kids start growing at a certain time. Some kids keep growing, some kids stop growing. And you never can predict or project an offensive lineman. It's incredibly hard to know how a kid's body is going to grow. 2, once you put a certain amount of weight on that kid's body, how his body's going to react to it. I mean, Juwan Williams was one of the most highly touted tackles in the nation. That wasn't a 3-star, and we saw how bad he turned out being. Landon Dickinson was a 5-star on some boards, and FSU didn't get no playing out of him. He was hurt every single year. You just don't know how these offensive linemen are going to turn out. It's a crapshoot at the offensive line. Your best bet, which is why a lot of teams do this, unless you're like Alabama and you can recruit at a clip that even if you have busts, it doesn't matter. But a lot of teams, they look at a 6'5", 250-pound old lineman and go, I'm going to try to mold that instead of taking a kid 6'5", 330 pounds, and he has some underlying injury issues because of his size at that age already. So,
Yeah. And they can bust. Anyone can bust. So we'll be fine, man. Let the coaches evaluate. Hopefully I think we'll have good evaluators. I mean, they have to be good evaluators. They come from Memphis. They don't have the same resources to get the talent that Florida State can get. So let's see what these coaches can do. Let's see who they can evaluate the right guys. I think they will. I'm not even worried about that. Let's see. Keith Van Horn, Jerry Jones. Yep, transfer Mississippi State. Yep, we got him. He raises the bar for us. I'm not bought in on Norvell yet. Yeah, of course now. You shouldn't be.
Yeah, you got to see him win some games first. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, right.
Believe
I like
me,
what I'm seeing. Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying I'm not telling nobody to drink the Norvell Kool-Aid. Like I'm just saying what he's done up to this point has been good. It hasn't been amazing, but it's been good. I think we can be confident that there's a plan in place and there's a vision in place, right? But of course, all that mess goes out the window if we start the season 0-3. We'll be calling for Norvell's head, just like they was doing Taggart. So of course, don't be bought in yet, but that doesn't mean you can't be a little bit optimistic, is all I'm saying.
Right. Frank Smith, Duval, doesn't matter how we start. Yeah. Nice top shirt, Tyler. Thanks, Keenan.
Yeah, that is
huh?
Yeah, that is a nice hat.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Oh, hat. Okay, thanks. He said top, so I thought he was talking about shirt or something.
I thought he was talking about the hat. He could be talking about shirt. I don't know.
Okay. We not beating Clemson. That's Seminoles Power says. Kenny says Clemson's done. Seminoles Power like not this season. The D line is solid. The secondary is solid. My only concern is linebacker. What do y'all think? I think we'll be better at linebacker.
I think we're good at linebacker. I don't. Obviously, we're gonna do a linebacker breakdown later on. But just to answer the question, I think linebacker is gonna be a much improved position than we've seen in the past because we have lost a certain group of players that I think we needed to lose, namely Dontavius Jackson and DeKalen Brooks. Now, with DeKalen Brooks, he was just too small to play the position, right? I thought Kalen Brooks was a smart player, just too small, not physical enough to play. Dontavius Jackson was a knucklehead, but I think I think Emmett Rice is going to take that leap. He was making that leap by the end of last year. So I think Emmett Rice is going to make that leap. I think when you start getting guys like Jaleel McCray on the field, Amari Gaynor, I think, is gonna turn some heads this year. Be on the lookout. I don't think that linebacking group is gonna be bad at all. I'm not saying it's gonna be great, but it is also gonna help playing behind Marvin Wilson, Corey Durden, and the crew. So I think you'll see a good linebacking core this year. I really do.
No Blood says Clemson is an embarrassment for the ACC. They are licking their wounds for the national championship playoff. Steelers Power says our O-line is trash. No, it's not. Our O-line's not trash. Everybody's in the dumps about our O-line because of the past few years. We're going to be better. Only thing we're lacking at is a one offensive tackle spot. Once we get that tackle spot showed up, our offensive line will no longer be trash. Secondly, there's a lot of college programs that are having offensive lines. Actually, most programs don't have good offensive lines. If you go past Alabama, who top recruiting evaluators they don't just go 5-star offensive linemen. They evaluate very well. Bama, Mississippi, and all those, Ole Miss and Boston College and all those guys. Besides, if you go past those guys, and Stanford, if you go past those guys, it's a huge drop off for most football programs. What you do, you got to scheme around your O-line. It's a team game. Just like when you have a secondary. Everybody's not a 5-star in your secondary. So you got to scheme around in certain positions. So just like I'm going to go back to J-Dub, just to kind of go off track here. What J-Dub is going to do for us, that's how I know J-Dub is going to take a spot, because unless there's a guy on this team that can lock down the whole side of a field. If Asante can Asante lock down the whole side of a field to where you can just focus on send an extra guy on the other receivers and just leave that side of the field with him alone? Do we trust Asante that much? I know J-Dub can do it because he did it all last season in the SEC. He did it. They call it J-Dub Island. So that tells me our defense should be really lit. But I'm gonna go back to what I was saying though. Where's it at? Oh, online. All we missing is a one tackle to show it up. That's it. Just one tackle. It will be either average or above average. Our guards are sold up. Our guards are good. And we got the guy from FIU. So our O-line is not trash, man. It's not. It's not. It's above trash. Last year was trash, I'll agree, but trust me, we'll be fine. We got rid of Jawan Williams. We replaced him. We just one tackle away, and the way Norvell's working in the portal, he'll have it put together, because you can't go nowhere with our offensive line. I don't care what he does everywhere else. He understands that, and Norvell's going to get it done, man. He has nowhere near the talent, I mean, at Memphis as he has now. So let's see. Where we at? No blood. Are we going 8-4? Well, I say 8+. I say that's my hope. I'm hoping for 8+. With the moves he made this weekend, I feel a lot more confident. Yeah, I say 8+. Even with the offensive line, even if the tackle spot doesn't get short up, which I think it will, I think the better he does with offensive line, the more wins we get. But as of right now, I say 8+. The experts around the country agree with that as well. CBS has it going 10. I think that's a little wild, but hey, I hope they're right. But the consensus mostly is usually 8. It's 7. I think it's 7.5 at Vegas, but they're leaning more towards the over than the under. So 8+ is what I'm pretty sure is what Norvell's target is. I don't know. I'm not gonna say what Norvell's target is. His target might be 11-0. But to keep his job rolling and keep a good stand with the fans and the boosters, Norvell has to win at least 8. That's what he has to. At least 8. 7's not gonna cut it. Duval No says no O-line, no offense, and that's fact. That's not true. The offensive line we had last year, yeah, that's when it's that bad. Yeah. But that's not true, because it's going to be better. It already is better personnel. And Norvell, hey, if he can scheme around with Memphis players, he can scheme with what we got. That's what you need to look at. Let's see. Tyler Hedden says, will you give your thoughts on the 9 transfer we picked up who will have the immediate impact? Well, Polk already did a breakdown of all the transfers. But do you want to answer that, Polk, about who's going to have the highest impact? You believe by the
off the top of my head from the transfers. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, off the top of my head with the transfers, I would say obviously Love Taylor because he's playing a key position on the offensive line. I think Miko's gonna have an instant impact. Miko Dotson in that secondary. I think the Purdue transfer, Chandler Jones, the linebacker, I think he's a guy no one's talking about. But again, I think that's another guy that raises the floor of that linebacking group. And as a senior, I think you could see him out there with Emmett Rice and company. Obviously, Jerry and Jones, I think he's going to be an instant impact guy. And that's about it. I mean, you'll see the tight end transfer. You'll see him as a blocker, I think, mostly. And then we got – I'm just thinking of guys off the top of my head. And then we got the linebacker from Baylor. I can't remember his name right now. But he was medically disqualified from Baylor because he had a broken – what they called a devastating broken arm. So I don't know how ready he'll be to play this year. But he's a linebacker / rush in. So, I mean, we need defensive ends, right? So if he's ready, he could be immediate impact. I mean, all of those guys could be immediate impact guys, you know? That's just off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. Who could be our next Deion Sanders? Well, you know me, I'm gonna say J-Dub. J-Dub, Akeem Dent next.
We probably don't have a Deion in this.
When he says Deion, I think star power. And
if you want to say like who's the next big time corner at a FSU?
Yeah. Don't
sleep on Asante, man. Only issue I have with Asante is he's a little undersized. But everything else about his game, I love.
Me too. He's just short. He's 5'8", and J-Dubs I think is 6'1".
And I'm very interested to see Demore Tate and how he looks when he gets on campus.
Oh yeah. We loaded, man. I get this to you. Oh, that 6'8" 3-star tackle from Alabama looks good. Are you talking about Pettis? I don't know. Michael Ward. Oh, go ahead. What you say?
So didn't Pettis just commit to Ole Miss?
Yeah, he did. I think I'm wrong. I don't know who he's talking about.
I have to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. We're looking at a lot of guys, man. It's too many for me to even keep track. Michael Ward says, what y'all think about our defensive coaches? Well, nothing yet. Him giving up all those points in that conference is a little worrisome, but I think with more talent, and I do like his scheme, I think Fuller will be fine. If Norvell trusts him, I'm gonna trust him. So I'd rather have a coach. I'd rather have a coach coaches that are used to being together and have a chemistry than have a coach that comes in with a big name like a coach from Clemson, that defensive coordinator, like a big coach like that, and then come in with no. I'd rather have somebody Norvell has had time with, and they have a little chemistry like him and Dillingham. You can see their chemistry from a mile away. Like they have great chemistry. You can see it. And that's what you want. So you gotta trust the coach. That's who Norvell trusts, so you gotta trust Fuller. And I don't know anything about Fuller. I like his scheme. I like the 4-2-5. That's all I can really.
Yeah, just to go in a little bit more depth on the defensive coaches. I think Woodson, I like what he's from a recruiting standpoint. I just like what he's doing so far. And then I think one of the best coaches on this entire football team that nobody's talking about is our linebacking coach, Chris Marv. I think he's one of the best coaches on this entire team. And, of course, we got Odell on that defensive line. So I think as a collective unit, we got a solid group. We'll see how Adam Fuller runs his defense and how he utilizes those defensive coaches. So everything's still up in the air. But I think from what I've seen so far and from what I've seen at some of the previous stops for some of those guys, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with what we got.
I feel you win football games. I feel in football you win and lose in the trenches. Yeah, usually, but not all the time. But yeah, you will want your trenches better than other teams' trenches, of course. But games can be won in other units as well. You can do it. If you really dominant in one unit, you can mask another. I've seen it happen. But I know what you're saying. But we can win. But our defense could be so. Our defensive front could be so dominating to where we'll just wear a team down. If one team's going 3 and out all the time, you can beat them that way. Even if your offensive line is not great, you can wear a team down just by your defense being so dominating. So I'm telling you, with this schedule, Florida State is primed to really surprise a lot of teams, man. But especially with the talent we got, my God, on defense, Fuller's never even come close to having this much, ever. It's gonna be a lot of pressure. It's gonna be a lot of pressure on Fuller this year.
That's the thing, man. You gotta see how these guys coach when they get some of that good talent. Because remember, Jeremy Pruitt, he had never even been a defensive coordinator before.
Wow.
And all that defensive talent made him a made man. Ever since that, dude's got in every job in the country he's won it. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta see how he does with the talent.
Right. A lot of pressure on Fuller. A lot of pressure. And the more time they keep getting in there this year, there's more pressure on him. But hey, he should thrive off of that. He should want that. How would you feel if we only won 6? A failure, disappointed, because the schedule, there's no reason we shouldn't win at least 7. With this schedule, there's no reason. And even a 7, that means you dropped some games you should have won. So
the only way Florida State wins only 6 games this year is if our offensive line gets ravaged with injuries and like Purdy's a bust, Blackman gets hurt. Like there's a lot of things I think that have to go bad for a 6-win season to happen.
Right.
I don't see us, I mean, because even last year, right? Last year we only won 6 games. Yet you can name 3 or 4 games that we should have won, that we had leads in the 4th quarter and we couldn't hold on. I don't think this team loses those same type of games.
Right. Tallahassee says we are at 25. We took any more transfers, they would have to wait until August, I think. Okay.
Yeah, they're tight with the scholarships right now.
Huh?
So yeah, we're FSU's tight with the scholarships right now, but I think more attrition is possible.
Yeah.
You can see a couple more guys leave.
Yeah, we need some tackles. Keith Van Horn says Cornell Jones, linebacker from Purdue, is going to help the linebacker room, saying 10-2. Oh, I don't know much about him. I don't know much about Cornell.
He's from Miami, and he's a solid player. He was solid up there at Purdue. Like he was good.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's an all-world linebacker, but he was good, and he adds to the room for sure.
Better than what we had. You sure, Keaton? Keith Van Horn says Williams out of Baylor is that guy. Oh, defensive end Dante Williams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Deontay. Yeah. Will we beat the Gators this season? I don't know, man.
Got to see how they look.
You got to see how they look. Right. We're going to be some bulls on that defense. Yeah, Sandra, all the pieces are there, so it's a lot of pressure on Fuller. Because if we not beasting on defense, all eyes is gonna be on him. I'm gonna be putting out videos every week like I did on on our last defensive coordinator, talking to trash. I'm gonna be talking about Fuller the same way. It better be a good looking defense out there. It don't have to be dominant. It don't have to be 2013 defense, but it better be. Players better know what they doing. Their head better not be spinning. They better be in position on every play. No busted coverages like we've been seeing all this time. No busted coverages. Proper tackling. Proper angles and gap integrity.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it has. That's all I want to see. If I see that, I'm happy. I don't care how many points the other team puts up. That's what I want to see. That's
the big thing for me is that gap integrity because they got caught out of position so much last year. It was disgusting to watch.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna talk every week on Coach Yak Johnson, head coordinator of the running back room. He's that guy. Yeah, he should be all right.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
Yeah, running back coach is more of a that's more of a recruiting spot though. Running back job. So we'll see how he can recruit. But yeah, Dennis Wilson, Polk, I hope you stuck up on Hennessy after Miami. Okay. We have the players. You want to respond to that?
I got my 1738, Dennis.
We have the players. Now it's up to the players and coaches. Dennis, even James, Jason, Logan, or Mark Rogers' channel say FSU is going. So who are they? Are they God? No trolling, but do you all think 10-2 is possible as they predicted? Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? It's a whole new year.
Is it possible? Sure, it's possible. Is it probable? I don't think so. I don't see 10. Let me tell you something right now. Norvell goes 10-2 in his first season. College football, you better watch out. All of college football better watch out if Norvell's able to go 10-2 with that offensive line and we're possibly going to have a freshman quarterback. You better watch out. 10-2, man, recruiting's going to be insane. Go 10-2 if you want to.
My thing is this, but these guys think about it as terms as like you saying too. This is my theory, right? Offensive line, because the way people are projecting the offensive line is going to be like the worst in the country because it's been there, right? It's been the bottom 10 for the past 2 years. So all you gotta do is get out of that bottom 10, just be average, right? Above average, just average. Even if we are that bad on the tackles, just imagine if our defense is that dominant. This is what you got to put in perspective here, because there are certain experts that think we're going to win 9-10 games. This is the reasoning. What is your defense? Because think about it, ACC is still weak as hell. The schedule is not.
I'm gonna cut you off real quick. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm about to look up the schedule right now, and then we'll talk about this potential 10-2. But keep going. I'm finna look up the schedule, right?
What if, right? Let's say Louisville doesn't pan out. Louisville turns out to be crap, right? Let's say a few teams on your schedule that you thought were going to be good. For example, Clemson losing their top 2 receivers. But let's just say we still lose to Clemson, right? What if our defense is so dominating to where all we have to do is not turn the ball over and just run the football? Do you think our offensive line will be that trash then? Because I'm pretty sure we got good guards. We have a great big stock running back room. A lot of running backs in the room. So what if we turn into a run heavy, pound your mouth, and a strong defense? That's 10 wins, isn't it? That's 10 wins too. It's different ways to get 10 wins. You don't have to be pretty and sit back in a pocket and throw first downs and touchdowns. You ain't always got to win that way. See, that's what y'all thinking. Y'all thinking like the 2013 with a pretty Jameis Winston, the pretty boy and all that. It's other ways. It's more than one way to skin a cat. We got to call. Hold on one second. You're on live with TURNTTALLY Polk.
What's good?
What's up, baby? What's up? We got Keith Van Horn in the building.
What's up, Keith?
Jump on. I need to hear Pope talk about this schedule because I'm claiming 10-2. But since Clemson done lost them 2 wide receivers, I'm itching to say 11-1.
Oh Lord.
It's coming from Florida. But I still think we'll be able to beat Florida. But our schedule should be, well, actually, our schedule is not hard as people think. It really is.
No, it isn't. It isn't. I would feel more comfortable beating the Gators. I have more confidence beating the Gators than Clemson, but that does get my mouth that does get my mouth a little watery that Clemson lost their 2 top targets. But go ahead.
When you lose your 2 top guys,
Oh,
I don't know if Clemson receivers that's left really have true experience.
nope. They in trouble. They in trouble.
So with that being said, at any given time or any situation, we mess up a route, you know what I mean? Or miss a block, and
Yep.
it change the tide of the game.
They in trouble.
I mean, people just look at Florida State as though we got carry.
Yeah.
Which is true, but our wide receiver core is deep, man.
It is.
Running back room is deep. Tight end, that's a little suspect, even though you got McDonald, but we need some guys to help McDonald. And with those transfers that's coming in, from like UCLA, they should be able to help us back in that area. The only issue is like everybody is screaming, is the O-line. But like you said, if you go one heavy, we got three running backs, you know what I mean? You can put it in the end zone at any given time. Get behind your running backs and take it to your tight ends and then take it to your flankers and hit that deep ball. We should be looking all right. Yeah. I'm going to say 10-2. I'm calling 10-2.
10-2.
10-2.
Pope.
You can put me on the book for that one.
Hey, Pope, you said you want to go through the schedule?
Yeah, so I'm looking at this schedule and I'm saying to myself, right? West Virginia.
You ready?
Yeah, he talking now. He talking.
Right. West Virginia, Samford, Boise, NC State. Then you got Clemson, Wake Forest,
West Virginia, Stanford, and Bowie. West Virginia is a neutral site. Stanford is coming up.
Okay, so I'm not too worried about West Virginia. I'm not too worried about Samford. If that Boise State game happens.
Those 3 games. I'm calling 3-0. This is those 3 games.
Okay. Yeah, before.
Because if that Boise game, I'm sorry, but that Boise game is going to be a revenge game, regardless if people want to say it or not. We need to put our foot on Boise's neck. We have to.
Yeah.
We gotta beat Boise at least by 14 or 7. At least.
Right. I'm mad too about that loss.
You gotta get redemption, man. That's a redemption game right there. And that game will stay alive.
Yeah. I'm still mad about that one.
So what's the next 3 after Boise?
NC State, Clemson, and Wake Forest. Now,
NC State, Clemson, and Wake Forest.
That's at NC State. Now, we always get played tough at NC State. So that's going to be a tough game.
Home or away?
And then Clemson, Wake.
Home, NC State, home or away?
That's away. That's what I'm saying. That's away. That's at NC State.
That's away.
Yeah.
That's
a potential slip up game.
They got the same quarterback last year?
I don't know who they got at quarterback, to be honest with you.
They had our quarterback last year.
And they played us tough last year, wasn't it?
Since they don't let him play.
Yeah, they got.
That's a W, man. That's a W.
He's sorry.
That's a W, man.
Hawkins.
It's a W.
Yeah, we should beat them. We should beat them.
We gonna count NC State as a W.
Yeah.
Clemson. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that's the L. Even though in my heart of heart, we going into Clemson, I know we can pull that off. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a lot.
Yeah.
Now, Wake Forest, their quarterback left.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, he left him with the Georgia.
Yeah, he did.
So you got an unproven guy back there.
Yeah, we played him last year. We lost to him last by 2 points.
So I'm gonna take Wake Forest as another W.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
What else you got for me, folks?
Next 3. What's the next 3?
Louisville. We at Louisville, then we got Pitt at home, and then at Miami, which is pretty much a home game.
Okay, who did you say before Pitt?
Louisville.
Louisville?
Yeah.
That's away, right? That's away?
Yeah, they got us losing to them.
Well, we have robbed the cabinet of a lot of players from Louisville. I'm not sure if they're going to still have the short guy quarterback, or they're going to go back to the tall dude. The tall dude can actually throw, but he's not mobile. The short guy, he's mobile,
but can't throw.
He can't deal with pressure. Pass. I think Pass is the tall. His last name is Pass.
They're just big. They big and opposing. They love to they'll pound you. It is big, man.
But I'm gonna take Louisville as a W. Pitt, we could lose Pitt because Pitt gonna battle you like NC State. They're gonna play you like Virginia Tech. They're not just gonna give you games. You know what I mean? They're gonna make you earn. But they're coming to us. So maybe that atmosphere of playing in dope, because they have been in dope for years. So the crowd may, be able to assist us on that. But it ain't gonna be a given. But I'm still claim the nose on that one. And then of course we just gonna slap Miami Philly. So
yeah, we
gonna
bust Miami.
That one like that.
Yeah, yeah, we get Miami. So, I feel very confident. I'm very confident we're gonna beat Miami. Go ahead. What you say?
Next 3.
Oh, next 3.
And then to close out the season, you got Boston College at Syracuse, and then we got Florida at home.
Boston College is going to be a fight. They always do. But we seem to pull it out.
Yeah.
Boston College, what was the other 2?
Syracuse and Gator. Syracuse fight.
Syracuse, right?
Syracuse will catch you slipping too. That's what Syracuse. You can't sleep on them. Them little sneaky little bastards. They
gonna play. They play smash mouth pretty much.
Yeah, they grind.
They'll take their deep shot. They'll take their deep shot, but Dundee is not there no.
Oh, who's not there? Who you say?
Dungey, the white guy who used to
oh, he was good.
Everybody.
Yeah, they had a good little offense. They had a good offense.
Yeah, he was a good quarterback, but I don't think he's there no more.
Okay.
So all the teams we playing is pretty much quarterbacks that gotta prove themselves. Even with us, we gotta do the same thing, but we already know how that's gonna play out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we got Florida come to us, so we go to them.
They come to us.
Yeah, that's a home game.
Yeah, man.
And they still got that same quarterback too. They got 2 good quarterbacks. I'm sorry. They got 2.
They got Trask. A lot of people are saying Kyle Trask is a Heisman contender, and then they still got Emory Jones, who Willie Taggart tried to recruit.
Oh, Emory. Oh, yeah.
Emory, yeah.
Yeah.
He got some clout last year, too. He got some good clout. So he got some experience up underneath his belt. But the running back room may be a little shaky. They did go and get old boy from out of Miami. Lingard, whatever his name is.
Yeah, and Lingard just got approved to play year 1 too.
And Purity, he's not there anymore. He done moved to the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I hope I pronounce. I didn't even mess with the man's name. But Lingard, he to me, he's more of a pounder. You know what I mean? He really ain't gonna really truly break away from nobody. But he's gonna try to run you over.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a toss up, man. That could really be a toss.
I know. I'm thinking we can beat Florida. We can beat them. But will we is the question. Are we ready to? I got a question for both of y'all. Who's the number? I heard 2 receivers on Clemson got hurt. It wasn't just Justin Ross. Was it another guy too?
I'd have to look it up.
That's the only one I know of.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just a rumor I saw.
That's the only one I know too.
Must be just a rumor.
I mean, I don't want to wish no bad luck on nobody, but I mean, you know, injuries are part of the game. So man up.
Next man up. Yeah.
Because trust me, ain't nobody crying, you know, for us with our offensive line issue.
Nope.
Ain't nobody crying for us.
Nope.
None. So I ain't trying to give them no sympathy.
Yeah, so never mind.
Today, I need
that. Yes, sir.
It's gonna be a really shocking season, man. Because I'm gonna go ahead and see it. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, me too.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I ain't gonna even lie.
I'm definitely sipping it after this weekend. After this weekend, I'm definitely sipping the Kool-Aid.
All right, look. Let me butt in here. Let me talk some real stuff.
Voice,
look,
we gotta hear the voice of reason. Here we go.
So West Virginia, that's a win. Got it. Sanford's a win. Got it. Boise State, I think that's up for grabs. I know we want the revenge and we want all of that. I got it. But that's a Boise State team that's going to have the confidence that they already done beat us before. This is a Florida State team trying to turn into winners. There's going to be a dynamic there that they're going to have to overcome in that Boise State game. NC State, that's a team that always plays Florida State tough, and that's at NC State. Clemson, just flat out more talented than us. I'm sorry. I know they lost their receivers, but until they lose a couple offensive linemen and a couple of D tackles, I don't know. Wake Forest, okay, I'll take that win at Wake. I think Louisville's a bit overrated, to be quite honest with you. So I'll take that Louisville. I'll take that Pittsburgh win. I'll take that Miami win. Boston College. That's usually a tough fight, but I'll take that. Syracuse could be tough, and I'll take that. And I think Florida is a 50-50 game, depending on how we look up into that point. Right now, I'll take Florida because they're just a better coached football team. But all that can change because we don't even know how Norvell's going to coach this team yet. So for me, 8-4 is looking more like the legit possibility. If you go 10-2, that means you only lost to Clemson and Florida or Clemson and Miami. I don't know. I think until this team proves me otherwise, NC State is a possible loss. Like there's a lot of possible loss. There's like 3 or 4 possible teams that can give Florida State control.
Oh, I think you got an echo in the background. You might have to turn down your computer or mobile. Hello?
I don't want to take NC State as a loss. I can't accept that. Not NC State. I'll take.
We barely beat NC State last year, and they had Bailey Hockman as their quarterback, and that game came down to the wire. Like, man, you can't count these teams out. Florida State ain't in a position where we can just say, "Oh yeah, we blowing every team out in the nation." Like, we gotta be real, man.
Well, we a close game because we pretty much put our own foot in our mouth. Because Hoffman was not that great, and the hit that we was getting on him, legal hit, we get extra 15. So it ain't really nothing NC State really did to really keep that game the way that they did.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. They kicked Janoris Robinson out that game for no reason because that was a legal hit. That was a legal hit all the way, and they kicked him out. But I get it. Willie was our coach, and we had this and we had that. This team still has there's players on that team that don't know how to win and need to learn how to win. That's all I'm saying. We got to just give it time and let those players grow mentally and physically. We can't expect them to be gung-ho straight out the block. Like, I don't know. It don't really work like that. You got to build them up.
They don't have two college experience as far as winning because it was really most of their first year actually playing. But a lot of the guys that actually was playing last year and joined the team, those guys went to state. So they are used to winning. It's just that the freaking coach, and I hate to say it, even though I'm, a TAGGART fan, you know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there.
I'm making some enemies.
So, yeah, they had a shitty year. Excuse me, trying to cut on you down. But they had a messed up year last year. And also, the last game we played last year, what was the name? What was his name?
Sheffield.
He was a coordinator. He was finally able to run his own defense.
Absolutely. You're talking about Harlan Barnett. Absolutely. He finally was able to.
Barnett is not that type of defense to run that team. Barnett is a 4-3 guy.
Yeah.
And that defense that we played against Arizona, even though we lost that game, the defensive play was a whole lot better.
Yeah, it was.
So you trying to get this man a team that he ain't even familiar with. But then at the end of the season, you want to allow him to run his defense with the players.
No, I agree. Like this coaching staff's gonna really benefit from everybody being on the same page. It was really disappointing how much turmoil that coaching staff was in last year. Like, how's the offensive coordinator, head coach, defensive coordinator, how is nobody on the same page as a staff? That was a clown show. So you're right. This staff is gonna benefit tremendously from just being on the same page. So maybe I'm wrong. You're right. Everybody beat me up in the chat. Sandra going at me, you going at me. Maybe we'll win 10, 11 games. Hell, we might go to the national championship year one. I'm just trying to be a little realistic here. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I guess what gives me a lot of hope. What gives me a lot of confidence. Norvell has the ability to allow his coaches to coach.
Yeah.
He has the ability to allow his coaches to punish their own players. Now, don't get me wrong. From listening to all his interviews, throughout this offseason and reading, and even listening to the coaches themselves, speak about what's going on, they're like, man, don't let us do our thing. He sit back, you can put his input in because we got the final say, but he letting us do our thing. And all of them coming together collectively, to plot how they're going to do this and how they're going to do that. But ultimately, it still falls on Norvell's head. He's just giving his head coaches a little bit of breathing room.
Mm-hmm.
Do what they got paid for.
Will McMillan, he says Clemson, I guess, okay, I see where I was confused. So it's not injuries, it's that they lost him to the NFL draft. So Clemson's offensive losses, they lose 4 offensive starters. So I guess it's to the NFL and 2 wide receivers.
Ooh.
So I guess I think that's the NFL. I'm thinking that's NFL. He must be talking about attrition. So
the plot thickens in. So you got people that's coming up that's really ugly.
Yeah, they're gonna be a defensive team. They're gonna be a defensive like us. Probably defense be the strength of their team. Look, that's what it looks like.
But I will say with Clemson, you gotta put pressure on Trevor.
Yeah.
Have to.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to lift up the back end. You just can't let him know what you're doing. Because that dude is that dude, man. I'm sorry. Trevor is nice.
Yeah, he good. He good, man. He good.
Matter of fact, I gotta give props to Trevor. If he happens to see this, he actually came out and made a tweet, man, about all the BS. You know what I mean? So I got big ups for him just on that note. But that man is nice. He's the best one in the ACC.
SEC.
Well, as far as quarterback.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't even know who's good now, like as far as the country. Oh, Justin Fields, obviously, would be top. Would be one of the top.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, he is over there at Ohio.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what Newman can do in Georgia. I'm curious to see if he gets that job and see how. I'm curious. What's wrong with him?
Well, didn't the dude from USC, Daniels, transfer over there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to see if he gets the job and how he does. He could beat. I don't know. He should be able to beat out JT Daniels. I think he will be. He's too big and athletic. Like, but Georgia is stupid. I forgot Kirby. But he's so big and athletic. I don't know how JT Daniels could start over him, unless JT Daniels throw like Joe Burrows out there, because I've seen what Newman can do. Newman's a beast. What you say?
The only way I don't see JT starting is because Newman is a senior, and JT he probably got to have at least 2 years.
Yeah, right. So I'm just.
They will be bringing him in sometime during the season. All depends on how that offense is moved, but I think they're going to let Newman start it off.
Oh, okay.
That's my opinion. I mean, because he hasn't been there long, but who knows what these coaches be thinking sometimes.
Oh, okay. All right. But Big Game James got us beat Miami, I bet. Y'all Miami fans talking up. I'm just reading the chat, y'all. Talking up Big Game James. I bet you guys got us beating Miami just because he's saying some stuff that y'all like. I bet y'all don't like that one. Oh, that's because they don't got big up in Big Game James.
What was Big Game James saying?
I know, that's what I was gonna ask. Yeah. Go. Yeah. What was Big Game James saying?
Hey, I asked Coach how does he feel about Norvell going into Huntsville, Alabama, stealing players.
You heard him, Pope? He said, how do you feel about Florida State going into Huntsville, Alabama, stealing players?
I mean, they went in there and they got Jackson West. He's an unranked. He was unranked. I mean, that's good. It ain't like they going in there stealing no 5 stars out of there, but
Alabama did want him though. Alabama and a few others did want him. So it's gonna be hard to hold on to the kid.
Once his recruitment picks up,
it's gonna be hard.
Just like with Luke Altmaier, all of a sudden Alabama is interested in him. We'll see if FSU can hold on. But
he's going to stay. He ain't going to defect. He ain't going to Alabama. He's in love with Norvell and Austin.
I think he is. I think he's solid to Florida State, but Alabama dropped the bag. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
Man, I don't care if he's a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. Because Alabama could get those same 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. So just to be able to go into Alabama and this your first year and you even do that, and you going in and getting players from Alabama, you getting transfers from Baylor, you going to UCLA. I mean, this man is touching spots, man, and people are trying to be very uncut about it. He's not just doing Florida, even though he's really concentrating on things and just made up. But he don't mind going to Louisiana and saying, hello, how you doing? Let me talk to you. Now, like you said, people in the do next year recruiting class. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Even if you
I'm telling you right now, you go 10-2 with this roster, which has some talent on it. Don't get me wrong, but you go 10-2 with this roster, man, the sky's the limit.
Yep. That's a national championship coming real soon.
And this year is wide open. This season is truly wide open.
Yep.
Because everybody's been up doing the same thing. I've only hands up in how fast they can actually learn the offensive playbook and the defensive playbook. I ain't really too much worried about the offensive line.
Yeah.
But how can they learn those playbooks and let's go to work? Because the season is wide open.
Yep.
I'm worried about that offensive line until I see it. I'm just being honest. I gotta see it.
We got offensive line that has the spirit. We just gotta have the coach to put the right people together.
Yeah.
Even though we had 5 in Michigan, but I don't think that offense with Walt Bill and them it matches what he was trying to do. I think he's more of a let's run first and then sit back and pass block.
Yeah.
I don't really think we had a good offensive line though in a while. Not saying Agnes is good, but they talking some good stuff about it. I can say that.
I think our best case scenario for this season would be a good running team. If we can run that, because he got a lot of backs. He got about 5 backs. If we can run that football, oh man.
Those are the voices back up, man. How you let Courtney get out of Texas, man?
Yeah. If we can run that football, look out. If we can run consistently, look out.
People sleeping on Grant.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all forgot about Grant.
Yeah, he run hard.
But go back and look at his high school tape. They sat out all last season for whatever reason. But he's in that group.
Yeah.
So like you said, we got 4 or 5. And I ain't down late morning, I'm still calling him. That's the man to get. Because I remember, coming into rivals where they, do against linebackers and, wide receivers get corners and all that. Well, Laybourne pulled up. They had this dude on the microphone. Hey, where's Laybourne? Where's Laybourne? Everybody in the crowd. Laybourne pulls up in a black Lamborghini. With the Florida State staff on the side of the car, and he gets out with the big shoes, Florida State flag, the long stick now. I ain't talking about no meal. He got the huge Florida State flag and that long stick leg. They showed it out. So now that he got his good people, they would be in this, make him do what he needs to do and run where he's supposed to run. Laybourne is gonna be bad. So I could go on and on. They running back or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's been a long time to where you can pretty much name players right off the bat. They just come like this on both sides of the ball. If you ever get to that point, you pretty much know you got something wrong.
Yep. Well, thank Keith, man. Go ahead.
I like how Polk thinks though. Polk, he don't drink the whole glass. He just gonna sip and sit back. I like that perspective though. But I'm gonna pull you in.
All right.
Just give me a running game. That's all. Just give me a running game.
The only time he's gonna have to break that energy after he's got Miami around.
I'm gonna drink it, win, lose, or draw.
Do it all. No blood. Rah. Hey Keith, anything you want to say, man?
I'm out. Hopefully I started some men. Let somebody else call in. Church it up with you guys, man. Keep doing your thing. And I'll see you.
See you later, brother. Peace. Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it. All right, that was Keith Van Horn, baby.
We got a Clemson fan done joined.
Yeah, I see it.
You got a Gator fan in here.
They gotta be here, man. They gotta be here.
Nothing else to do.
Yeah, because they channels, they wherever they go to for their channels is crap. It's boring. They ain't like this channel. That's why they over here. Any questions, man? Any questions for Polk? We got any more questions for me? Anybody? You call in live 1-727-300-7852. Also, make sure you hit that like button.
I get people really thinking 10-2, man. I'm just not on that 10-2 bandwagon.
Well, you know that was coming. You knew that was coming eventually. Florida State fans, you knew that was coming. They say it every year, right?
Yeah.
So you knew that was coming. I say 8. I'm just gonna stick with what I've been saying. I'm just gonna say 8+. It is nice to get some love from the social media and the experts and all that stuff. That is nice though, because we haven't had that in a while. Got a call from 815. You live on the air with Turntttally Polk County.
Hey, this is Scott Polk, the guy from Nole, and no fan up north.
What's up, man? What's going on?
Hey, my question is, who's going to be the 3 hybrid players on the defense?
You want to take that, Polk?
Because Fuller has the bandit, the one stand-up linebacker, defenseman, and the hybrid defensive back linebacker in that game. Who do you think will be the 3 hybrid chess pieces?
Definitely. I'll take one, Polk. You get the rest. Definitely Amari Gaynor. He gonna be on the edge a lot.
That was my first guy, Amari Gaynor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who else, Polk? Anybody else?
And I would say my guess is they're going to plan to use Woodbay in a hybrid role. Maybe not so much as a pass rusher, but DB/linebacker role. And I don't know, that third one could be up for grabs. Maybe you use a kid, maybe you use somebody we haven't seen much, like a Curtis Fan, or you could drop Gant in a role, or maybe you even put Nazaldine. You know, maybe you throw Travis J and Jarius Jones at the safeties and drop Nazaldine into the box. I mean, I think there's a lot of guys you could use, but I would definitely start off with Amari Gaynor. I said it Saturday. Amari Gaynor is the most versatile player. He's going to be the most versatile player on that entire defense.
Got that?
Yeah, because I think Hazardine has the height to be that linebacker/safety. Because his height can guard the tight end.
Yeah, I mean Nazaldine, I think definitely you could drop him down there if you needed to, definitely.
Yeah. What's up, Rose? In the chat.
Yeah.
But that's a good question, man. I like that question. Appreciate that.
Yeah, good question.
I don't know who the linebackers would be.
I think your linebackers are going to be a mix of Emmett Rice, Jaleel McCray, Cornell Jones. Probably Leonard Warner is going to get some mix in there as well. I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of rotation on the linebackers.
Marshall and Memphis in top 10 defenses.
Yeah, they did. Fuller had Memphis a top 10 defense, you said? Yeah.
He turned Marshall into a top 10 defense.
Wow.
He had done well with Memphis.
That's nice. And he's never had this many pieces either. He's had nowhere near this many pieces of talent on his team, on his roster.
Yeah, see, the defense, man, ain't my worry. Like, if you told me we were just going to play defensive football all year, Florida State could go undefeated. I'm not too worried about that defense. There's some things on the offense that I'm kind of worried about.
You guys talk about Michael Cooper had a good year. He defensive tackle. He's a big man. You can't move.
Yeah.
And then you got Fuller who could play. I don't know. It's just like they have the pieces, the key is, and they put the heat on the quarterback and stop the run.
Yep. Yep. We'll see, man. We shall see.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for calling in. Call anytime, man. Thanks for the support, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
that's a good call.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Good call.
Yeah, I will be watching the games live. Yeah, I know, Tyler. The trolls coming, man, because we got a lot of smoke to Florida State, a lot of attention we're getting right now, man. Because the acquisitions we getting and stuff like that, what we doing. We got some big key players from Mississippi, Ole Miss, that wasn't supposed to happen, but yeah, the nation's taking notice. That's why they looking, man. We're gonna see. Florida State's always that team, that sleeping giant. The nation's always looking. They're always looking. They worry. Florida State not gonna be down forever. That's common. That should be common sense. Sandra says, "Turntally, we are family. Until next time, I'll get back to myself now. From the loss of my mother and uncle, but always go knows family. Good night. Family, very early start." Yeah, I see you back to being yourself, Sandra. I'm great. I'm grateful for you. Appreciate all your help and support, man. Keep it chopping. Thank you for everything. Peace out. TJ James, Dennis. Okay. Everybody's officially on the clock. Let the season begin. They undercover FSU fans. Right, Sir 5. They like the channel and they undercover FSU fans. They just want to talk. They just talking to talk. Who cares? We Florida State. Y'all got any more questions? Any more questions? This is Nole night. Tally and Polk County. Nole with that like button. We give it to you every week, Tuesday night. Nole's update roster is going to be more information every week now because we're getting closer and closer. Oh, I got something to put out. I heard yesterday that Florida State or college football is trying to give the programs 2 extra weeks of practice, which would be critical. So right now, I believe all the schools are getting 6 weeks of practice, if I'm correct, Pope. Is that correct? 6 weeks?
I believe so.
Before the first game? Well, the NCAA is trying to, I think Florida State, I don't know if it's the nation or Florida State, but trying to get an extra week and a half, which I think would be crucial for this first year staff. So hopefully that goes through. We get an extra week and a half. 6 weeks is crazy. I have faith in the staff that we can still get it done, but to cram that much, that's gonna be crazy, man. That's like, and I'm scared injuries are gonna happen or something. Strained muscle, overwork, something. Michael Ellis with the donation. Say get lit. Thanks, Mike. Oh, he watching it in the bathroom at work. We play this for Mike. I gotta put that up after I play this song because I'll get flagged. This for Mike. Thanks for the donation. Hey, thanks for real. That lie. No blood. Chop it up.
Oh, damn it.
I'll come back.
What else we want to talk about? Y'all got any more questions? Clemson Tigers name another team that played 2 playoff teams last. Mike, you've been MIA. Looking at the schedule, I can see 10 wins. I'm not saying we're going to win 10, but looking at the teams we have more talent than. Well, yeah, last year we had more talent than most, too, and we still ended up losing some games. But granted, different coaching staff, whole different stuff. So I got that. I'm just, I got to see some of it to believe it. It's all I'm really saying, man, TJ. But I think this team is going to be a lot better just because the coaching staff is going to be a lot more unified and on the same page. That was a clown show last year. You had a D coordinator being forced to run something he didn't want to run. You had an offensive coordinator that wasn't allowed to play the guys he wanted to play, a head coach that I don't even know if he knew he was at Florida State half the time. So, we should be a lot better. And we should definitely go back to the old logo, Tyler. I'm with you 100% on that.
All right, where we at?
Keith says, here's a good question. Since the defensive line is pretty decent, how many total sacks for the squad and who ends up with the most? Well, it's going to depend on who we can find on the opposite side of Janoris Robinson. That's my belief, right? We can find a full-time – if Kane-Do turns into Joshua Kane-Do that we all thought we were going to get, there's a guy that could have double-digit type of sack season. As it stands now, I think Marv or Durden, I'd say one of the defensive tackles will have 6+ sacks this year. I don't know about ends yet. I got to see how the ends play, but Marv will have 5 to 6 plus. I think Durden could be in the same area.
He said, No Blooded says, do you think Clemson will repeat a national championship? Will repeat? I don't think so.
I don't know, man. It's hard to predict. I mean,
they lost last year anyway. They can't repeat.
They can't repeat. And if we get our act together, Clemson can count the national championship goodbye. They talk big now, and they forget they've been a doormat the last 20 years. So, but every team has their comeuppance.
Yep. Yep. The Clemson Tigers, he's a fan of mine. He already look at him. Hope we don't keep the logo. Certified says Dabo's getting fired. I don't see that happen. Kendra said Clemson is done. Clemson's going to be done. They're going to be next season. They'll still win because ACC is really down. But we're going to catch them. We're going to catch them. We're going to catch them eventually. Hopefully sooner than later. Where it says, Polk, who do you feel going to win the sweepstakes for the Houston offensive tackle?
I think Miami's going to pull it out. I think Miami. I think De'Aaron King and that kid probably are pretty good friends, and that's going to pull that out eventually. Unfortunately, yes. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. As long as we get our dudes, as long as we get our tackle, we'll be fine. That's just one. We'll be fine. I think by us getting Coach Storm is a big plus for the program because we've been looking real small as a team for about 3 to 4. You're right about that.
You know what's so funny about that, Kendrick? About you saying Dabo going to Bama once Saban retires? I think people forget how much of a joke of a coach Dabo Swinney was. Like, he's not a good football coach. I don't care what anybody says. What he has learned to do that is very good is he's learned to evaluate coordinators and coaches and then allow them to do their job. And then he just sits in the background as the CEO type, right? He's not a good coach. I think if Alabama took Dabo Swinney, I think Alabama would end up regretting it. We'd end up regretting that.
I say Dabo. Yeah, Dabo's in waiting. Dabo's some player put him on the spot today. What happened?
So there's Dabo's been facing some criticism for his comments on these protests and stuff, which isn't surprising because Dabo's always said, he's always said stuff like that. So it's not surprising.
He do be saying the meeting stuff. He does be saying, I know
I don't know why,
Oh.
if you were a parent, you'd even let your kids go play for, you know, if you're a black parent, I don't know why you let your kid go play for Dabo Swinney.
Oh no, because I remember he did say something about.
He said stuff about Kaepernick.
It'll ruin the game.
Yeah, he said players shouldn't get paid. Like he's been, I don't know. He's Dabo being Dabo Swinney, man.
How much money is he making off these kids? He's making, oh my God, he's making a killing. He's making a killing. He's on 100 million. And he talk about, I gotta look into that. I don't know about what. I gotta look into that one. I gotta look into that one. Dabo, goodness gracious, man, you are a suspect. Do y'all think guys like Cam McDonald, Jaden Woodby, Akeem Dent do better on the field with his coach? They can do worse. Yeah, they would have to. It would have to be better, just off of a year of development. Yeah, better coaching too. Yeah, we'll see. You can't put it all on coaching. Yeah, some of that goes on the players too. Some of it goes on the players too. For some players, it don't matter. Some players, don't matter who the coach is. He gonna get his. He trying to get to the NFL. What's the coach got to do with a kid being hungry and producing? Nothing at all. Some players need it, but not all players. Some players get theirs no matter what the team doing. Look at Brian Burns. That didn't stop him from being a second-round draft pick, did it? That offensive line on Florida State. That didn't stop him from being a second-round draft pick or first round. I can't remember. It might have been a first-round pick. Let's see. Wynell Smith said, I think they will do better with this coach. Yeah, most of the nation, there's not even Florida State fans think this. They really high on Norvell. I think the nation is more high on Norvell than the fans are. The fans are just starting to come around. Dennis Wilson says, Polk County, no, you right about that. Every dog has his day. Hit that like button, folk. You live with TURNTTALLY in Polk County, Nole. The cold blood rawest fans on the planet, baby. We bring it to you raw. Go Nole. Dennis and Lady Tiger are delusional. Who do you think Pops gets on the recruiting? Oh, who do you think Pops next on recruiting? Says Tyler Hedden.
I think Estes, the offensive lineman, I think he might be the next one to pop.
Is he a prospect or a portal guy?
He's a prospect. Offensive line.
Get it, boy.
I think that's the next guy that's gonna.
Get it, boy. We got y'all out of 7 out of 10. 7 of the last 10. Shut up. No blood. Preach, Mr. Polk. Dabo is not a good coach. I'm sorry to cut you off. Who you say second behind Estes?
No, I just said Estes. That's it.
Oh, Estes. Okay. Excuse me. Dabo could kill his recruits putting his foot in his mouth. I gotta look into that, dang B. This is the first time I heard about this. I'm gonna look into that as soon as I get off this live. Dabo is a fool, man. He might have screwed up his program. Hey, it's been these looting and riots been crazy, man. I wouldn't put nothing past anybody. The whole team might flip. I wouldn't put nothing past nobody with what's going on today. Good Lord. I gotta read Dabo. You're an idiot. Cam McDonald hasn't had many opportunities. Yeah, Cam hasn't had many opportunities. Hey, Cam McDonald's that dude, y'all. All he need to do is put on some size so he can block. But if you line him up on the outside or he comes out for a pass, he is a match-up nightmare. This dude is fluent. He moves like a receiver. I see his tape. He's fluent. If he can get some size, he'll be on the field more often and get some more reps. But he got his size up. He's got to be able to block, get his block game. Once he get that down, Cam McDonald's gonna be up. Oh my God, I'm telling you, Cam McDonald got it. He got the goods. He do. He's only a sophomore. He's only like a sophomore? He ain't get many targets, but trust me. Keep at home and say what's going on in the world today. Kids are going to start putting their equation into their decision of what school they're going to end up going to. Kids are going to start putting that equation into their decision. What you mean equation? Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Especially what's going on. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, Dabo might have just stuck himself. He might have just stuck himself. I think the whole team will turn up this season. Turn up! Turn up! Hit that like button, people. He was first for my partners. Adangbe, has Clemson football been investigated by the FBI like the basketball team? Not that I know of. Google Dabo Sweeney assistant. Thanks, Joe. I'll do that. Let me get a pen and write some stuff down. Thanks, Dad. Let me say this before I leave. Y'all ain't being Clemson, Miami. We'll be trash the next 2 seasons. Gator boy, it's all good. You can leave. Y'all were trash 7 of the last 10 of the last 10 seasons. We trashed y'all.
You should have never came here to begin with. Hell.
Yeah, whatever. Tell these Gators, they fake. You gotta give it to Dabo because he doesn't allow recruits to dictate recruiting. Either you're in or out with Clemson. FSU, yeah, Gator boy, I thought you was gone, but you still buzzing.
Leaving. Yeah, of course he's not leaving. I thought he was leaving.
He ain't leaving. I thought you was leaving, Gator boy. Why you still around here? Little man complex, little brother syndrome. How y'all feel about Big Country? I like the dude. I think he's gonna be good. What do you think about Big Country, Josh Griffiths? Polk?
I like him. Strong. Probably needs to work on his hands, or like his hand placement, how to shed the blocks or whatever. But he got time to learn all of that. I don't know if he'll contribute day one, but I like Big Country.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. I think he's gonna be good. He's that class of Taggart pretty much that's like they came regardless because they think they're confident in their abilities.
Because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to commit to the school, not the coach. You know, if you either, too many times you play to a coach and that coach is gone in a couple years. So commit to the school.
Yeah, these guys are special. They'll be the foundation. Josh Griffiths and a few other guys. They all said they want to be the guys to turn Florida State around. He's a Florida State fan first before anything else. That's why he even went to Florida State. So it wasn't about the coach. That's why I like Josh Griffiths a lot. He's no-blooded through and through. So is McCray. McCray was in that class. That class we're going to see that class now. But Kashawn Helton and all them. We already seen what Kashawn Helton can do. Now we're going to see what those other kids can do because Jimbo's era is out of here. It's gone. It's either going to NFL or it's transferred out, injured out, whatever. It's gone. Jimbo's class is done. There is still DJ Matthews here, but it's only specs here and there. That class. So now we get to see Taggart's first class is what we're going to see. And those are the guys that they recruited on character. And you see already, you can see the difference. The APR is up. We can get rid of the players now that don't want to produce because now the kids are scoring good grades and doing what they're supposed to do. So you can't put that all on. I know you want to, but you can't put that all on Norvell. Norvell's only been here for a couple of months. Taggart changed that culture around with the APR. Taggart did pretty much everything right outside of the field, pretty much. So the APR is back up because Jimbo had that in the tank, right? Had us tanked out to where we was facing possible suspensions. But things are going good now. So we got good character kids now. Go ahead.
You ever thought about handing out like some moderators for your chat?
Oh, for Gator boy?
Yeah, because he need to get the hell on.
Yeah,
I already don't like the Gators, and you just making it worse for you. So you need to get on. Because if I was running this, you'd been blocked a long time ago.
I didn't even see it. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and block the idiot. Bye-bye, dummy. Dumbass. Yeah. I need to go ahead and let me see how I block him. He's definitely hating. And it's not about you can tell people like that. You can tell it's not about football.
This me and Turnt, the little thing we doing. And if you come in here and you talking football, I don't got no problem with it because I'll debate you in football all day. But you just saying random ignorant stuff. Come on, man. Get out of here.
He hating because I channel this show right here, Polk, is sending out shockwaves. I'm telling you, it's gonna be big, and they can sense that. And when people sense stuff like success, haters gonna hate, man. That's how it is. John Shield says, "What's up, Turn? What's up, John? Huh?
I just said what's up to Josh. Or
Yeah,
John.
Tallahassee says just blocked. I'm tired of hearing the same stuff every week when this is Nole night. Right, this is Nole night. We ain't got. I don't want all that trolling. Not on Nole night. They come in the other night, but that's just ignorant. He just jealous. He's just jealous.
Yeah, but Gator Boy, he's not even talking football. He just saying random idiotic things like
trying to piss people off. He troll. Yeah, just trolling and hating. He mad. He mad at his life, and we winning. That's all it is. Any more questions, man? We'll probably wrap this up. We've been on about 2 hours. Any more questions before we wrap up? We are real nice, no-blooded, raw fans and family. They hating Duval. Yeah, they hating. That's all. They hating on the channel and the show. They hating on the show, really. The show is taking off. It's taking off.
Man, we had another good turnout, though, man. Another good turnout.
and we got new haters. Whenever you got them new haters showing up, yeah, you know you're on your way. I know from experience, you're on your way. You're on your way. They know deep down that FSU is heading the right direction and that we have a better coach staff. Yeah, certified, everything in that. Yep. Everything in that. That's why they're over here listening. Especially after we got them pickups this weekend from the SEC. That's what they looking at like, oh, damn. Because everybody knows all Florida State, all we need is one good season. It's a wrap. All we need is one good season. It's a wrap for Clemson and everybody else on notice. And they know this. They know this. Imagine when FSU starts winning. Yes, when we start winning, we're going to keep winning. Especially if we keep the same. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to get this staff in place.
I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win from day one. I just don't know about 10 wins, but I think we're going to win from day one. You know, and
yeah.
Yeah, good night, Clemson Tiger. Little bitch.
Polk getting lit. Polk getting lit up in here. Y'all got him fired up. Polk getting lit up in here.
So Tyler, yeah, they're saying Payson is a good possibility. Chambry Jackson, I'm thinking is still a battle, but Payson, everything I'm hearing, Payson could pop soon. They're very confident for Payson out of Louisiana. They're very confident for him.
I think I blocked Gator Boy before and I unblocked him. Man, I ain't unblocking him again. I just thought of that. I unblocked him. He's an idiot. Let's see. Norvell going to be a legend. I hope so. I hope Norvell's like Bobby Bowden. TJ James said, I just like the Hurricanes, but I hate the Gators. Josh Shields, Nose and K's, he'll be back again. Good for college football. No-blooded. Mr. Tally and Mr. Polk, do you think Florida will ever make it to the playoffs? He trolling them. Not next season, I don't think so. Not with, Florida's like ranked number 9. I think they're behind LSU now. They might be even behind Auburn. Florida's always in that SEC West. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, if Florida can't win the SEC as a whole, I don't see it.
Nah, they won't. I don't see that happening. They lost a lot of talent in the offseason too. They lost, and then they got a lot of attrition from that class 2 years ago, which will be the class today. That class was a top 10 class, and now it's probably like a bottom 20 because of the sexual assault cases. I pay attention to all that stuff with recruiting all year round. I pay attention to everything, even when football is not around. And I saw how their class drops to like the bottom 20. Their class dropped below us. But see that went over a lot of people's heads. But a lot of Florida Gator fans, that's why we had a bitter one today. They're bitter because they knew this was a window of opportunity to win a national championship. Dan Mullen screwed the pooch. This is real talking. This ain't no trash talking. I blocked the trolls. This is the problem. This is what's going on with them. Their class from 2 years ago was a top 10 class. That was their national title run class. What happened was, you remember those 5 sexual assaults, and they lost the quarterback of that class. They lost.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
They lost like 2 5-star offensive linemen, and then they just lost Isaiah Washington to Miami. They did get a good running back, but wide receivers they haven't recruited really well at. Yeah, man. So they're not going to get a championship next season. This was supposed to be their year to make a run. They've dropped their class. Our class, I think we were ranked number 8. And I think the Florida Gators must have had a top 5 class. I can't remember.
Yeah, Mullen. Mullen's actually a good coach.
Yeah.
He's not he's a cornball, so he's not very good at relating to these kids. Like he wears his pants up to here, like he's very corny, cornball type dude. So he's not the best recruiter, but he's actually a pretty good coach. If they can get like an ace recruiter on that staff, Florida could be a problem. But Florida's been the best team in Florida the last few years, and they're still not recruiting at, the type of clip we were recruiting at when we were, dominating this.
Yep. So they're a little jealous. They're a little tight and jealous right now because they see we're trending upward, and you know what that means for them. They're going to trend downward because there only can be one. There only can be one. So they know this is a new era. It ain't like back in the day where all 3 programs, Miami, Florida State, can be good. No, this is the era where 1 is up and 2 is down. That's just how it go. That's just how it goes.
Because we've let other schools infiltrate the state, like Clemson and Alabama and LSU. They come into the state and get everything they want now. So now either one school's going to be good, and like you said, the other 2 are going to be down, and it's probably just going to fluctuate. Except Miami's probably going to stay at the bottom of that barrel for a while.
Yep. Miami already know that. They know they're going to stay out. So they know it's Florida State. We're the threat. So Florida had about 4 or 5 good years of opportunity. They've had about 5 years of out recruiting us, and Miami, they've had their window, and the window is shutting. You're gonna see this season with this team. Oh, and their corners. Oh, they lost some good corners. That one corner that he was their best corner the one that complained about the sexual assault. He wanted to move rooms.
Yeah, Chris Steele was his name.
Yeah. Beast. Lost him. That adds up. It adds up, and they don't want to see Florida State have a good season. The Gators do not want to see that. They don't want to see it. Let's see.
So John Shields, what happened after after y'all won that 10 games and y'all played Wisconsin? Wasn't the program supposed to take off from there? Explain to me what happened. Since we're talking nonsense now, explain to me why Miami has been down for the last 20 years. Explain it. At least Florida and Florida State has came up and down. Miami hasn't been anything since McGahee, Ken Dorsey. I just want to know. Haven't even sniffed the ACC championship. So explain to me how I'm talking nonsense.
We beat y'all last year. That's
all he can express. That's exactly what he said. That's all I can talk about.
He said it?
Yeah, he said it. He's all he can talk about.
Ain't that sad? See,
bring something tangible to the conversation.
Miami fans are in pain, Polk. They in pain.
You ain't talking about us. We're talking about why can't Miami make that step to at least contend in the ACC Coastal Division?
They in pain, Polk. They in pain. It's been a long time since they had anything. It's been a long time. And they got to watch the Gators do stuff. They got to watch us win a championship, go on a 2-year run of winning. It's been painful for them, man. That's the real reason they hate Jameis. It's painful for them. Rose says, Clemson Tigers, don't worry. Those 4 stars and 5 stars y'all be getting, FSU will start reeling that talent in Tallahassee real soon. Ramon says, greetings, bro, Keith. This is what I'm concerned with, keeping Nole and coaching staff together. Yeah, it's not going to happen, Keith. Where we at? It's not going to happen.
He's known for his coaches getting hired at other places. So,
nah. Just like that's what you want though, because Nick Saban has a rotating coaching carousel. That's what you want. That means that you're winning and successful. So people try to poach your coaches. You want that. And Norvell knows a lot of coaches and who he trusts and who he wants. He already knows who he's going to get before they even get taken. So we should be in real good hands with that. We're going to lose. You want to lose coaches. If we lose the coaches, that's a good sign. Not getting fired, but getting poached, getting bought out. That's what you want. They robbing our skilled positions in Florida. So Miami's up. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, yeah, they, you know, these schools, they come into Florida, man, and they take whoever they want, pretty much. Yeah. And this is the time where Florida, being the best team in the state or having the best record, you know, they should be locking at least some of these kids down. And to me, they're not doing a good job.
Yeah. Clemson Tigers said, so Miami's up next because they're better than y'all. They're not better than them. They don't have the better roster than we do. Not even close.
I was ignoring Clemson because you keep.
Yeah, they don't have a better roster. I don't ignore everyone. I just try to. I throw the facts at them to shut them up, make them look stupid. They're not better than us. You're going by last season, and if you're going by last season, you don't know college football at all. That's all I'm going to say on that one. 35. Having a poor coaching staff and looking bad in the field has made FSU lose out. Yeah, on good recruits, right? Let's see. FSU. Oh boy. Yeah, Craig. Yeah, Craig. You know the crab legs stealing y'all house too. What was that, Scope? Crab legs.
And that wasn't a bad Clemson team. That's what's crazy, right? So you can brag about beating bad Florida State teams, but y'all beat Georgia that year. What was Clemson? Clemson was like top 5 team when we went in there and smacked them around. Yep.
They were the higher ranked team too. They were higher ranked. They were like number 3 in the country or something.
Yeah, they were top 5 for sure.
Yep.
So congratulations on beating some of the worst Florida State teams in its program's history. Great job.
Not gonna last. Enjoy it while you can. Good things, all good things come to an end. I know y'all don't care, but the baseball team has been recruiting very well. I haven't been paying attention to baseball. I will once everything picks up. I'll be getting you the news on that too. You know that, and highlights and everything. But yeah, I've been hearing some buzz about the baseball recruiting. Basketball by far is our best program, hands down.
Yeah, right now basketball's killing it. Yeah.
Basketball killing it. We in a running to get like the number one. We in a running to get the number 1 center in the goddamn nation, man. It's unbelievable the class we can have coming in this next season. It's ridiculous. We got the number 1 shooting guard and a number 1. We got the number 1 backcourt. We got the number 1 shooting guard and we got like the number 3 small forward in the nation. And now we're looking at trying to get the number 1 center in the whole league. So. I know we was in a running for the point guard, but that has died down for the number 1 point guard, but that's died down. But now we're gaining steam for the number 1 center. So the basketball program is humming, man. It's ridiculous. I've never seen our program humming like this. No-blooded. I care about baseball, Tyler. I just haven't talked about it because it has been going. If you go to my old stuff, I'm talking a lot about baseball. I love it. Miami has not made the playoffs or national championships since joining the ACC. They're crap. SEC is wide open for Florida. Yep. TJ Dane B says 20 years with nothing. That's almost a full generation. We're gonna be a problem next year in baseball. I hope so. Clemson Tiger, you about to get blocked up out of here, which is stupidity. Didn't Lashley have the play calling duties taken away from him at Auburn because he sucked? I don't know. And then King quit on the team because they suck. Yeah, he'll quit. It's in him. It's already in him. It's in him. So all we gotta do is put him on his back. So just put King on his back a few good licks. Yep, he'll quit.
I just like how they talking about this new offensive coordinator they got. Like if he was, coaching Ohio State or something. Like the man was at SMU. Relax.
Right. That's why I gotta, chime down myself because Norvell was coaching at Memphis. So I can't be crazy. I got to chime down. I'm excited now. Don't get me wrong, but I still got common sense to be like, okay, just keep my mouth shut.
That's why I'm not on the 10-win thing. Like you gotta see how the guys translate and all of that. But you ask Miami fans, they about to win the national championship.
Right.
They're not even the best team in Miami. Like, what are we talking about? They know who the best team in Miami is. FIU.
I put Cliff Tiger in timeout. That's just a warning because I see what he's doing.
What did he say?
He's just being like, you're gonna cry when we win by 30. So he's not really in here to talk. He's in here just to try and sabotage.
Right. Ain't nothing a Clemson fan could ever do to make me cry. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
he don't sabotage.
Clemson, you just got good. Congratulations.
Right. I'm not hating on them. Good job. You coming in hating on our show, but you gonna get out of here with that mess, man. If we get basketball and football going, oh boy, we might get some money. We have always been good at baseball. Yeah, it's true. Basketball already going. So you might as well just say if we get football and baseball going. Basketball is already going. We're gonna be national contenders for the next few years in the championship. We're gonna be for the next 2 years at least. It depends how fast it is, if they won and done or not. But we gotta, so we should be a national title run for the next 2 seasons. Like we should be highly ranked next season. Norvell himself, how long will he stay once the train starts rolling? Well, we're gonna have to open up them pockets. The boots is gonna have to open up them pockets.
As long as they pay him, he should be all right.
Right.
But
you gotta pay him. You gotta get the man what he owed. 4 wins, something like an ACC championship, go to the playoffs. Maybe we'll take you seriously. Oh, you talking to that idiot. John Shields. Okay, ranked. Oh, his offense was ranked 75th. He must be talking about
new old coordinator, the old coordinator they got.
SMU, yeah. That's terrible. Island Boy, I must admit that was crazy though. All Florida schools were top 3 back in the day. Were they paid to keep because the years look very bright? Well, I don't know. We're gonna see if they're gonna pay. I'm a little worried about that, but you would think so.
You would think that they've learned their lesson from this Jimbo Fisher, Willie Taggart experience. That they would, if they want to look Florida State, if they want to play football with the big boys, I think they would understand they have to pay.
Yeah. Norvell also coached at ASU, and he had really good offices there too.
Yeah, he was the offensive coordinator there. Yep, you're right, TJ.
Oh, they had good offense at ASU, Arizona State. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta look that up. Damn. I gotta write this. That's 2 things I gotta look up. Dabo, he said Arizona State. I gotta check what he did at Arizona State.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant. John Shields, that's irrelevant because Gus Malzahn calls the plays in Auburn. So that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter who the offensive coordinator. That's like saying the offensive coordinator for Jimbo Fisher was who was the offensive coordinator? I don't even know who the offensive coordinator was with Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah.
I forget his name. But it's irrelevant because Gus Malzahn calls the plays. So who cares if he was the offensive coordinator for Auburn? Gus Malzahn called the plays.
Hey, Gus Malzahn. That guy's a character. So Tyler says if we are worried about keeping Norvell, then we are in a good spot. Yeah. We're not there yet, but yeah, that would be good.
And that's a good point. That's a good point you made. And y'all were stealing signals in the first half of that game. You saw what that defense did after they locked down and the signal stopped getting. They changed it up. So come on, man, John. You got to come stronger than that.
Oh, he's still trying to troll. Like, man, come on, man.
Got to come stronger than that.
He's trying to put down
Still trying to defend his offensive coordinator, who's unproven.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, yeah. You know how they are.
Exactly. We have offensive coordinator, but we had one in name, and it wasn't James Cooley. thinking of after, was it Randy Sanders? I think I was talking about Randy Sanders is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. They just know that Florida State, we on the come up, and we excited. They try to be like, we doing this too, we doing that too. We don't care. It's Florida State channel. Yeah, FSU basketball on fire. Both greetings, bro. Duval, no, both women and men basketball teams. I don't know about the women so much, man. They're not recruiting at that level. No, they lost. Yeah, they lost early in the tournament. So no, they're not on the men's level. That's for certain. Oh, James Coley? I think it was James Coley was Jameis's coach that moved to Auburn. I think it was James Coley. Was it?
No.
You said
James Coley, he was the offensive coordinator here. Then he ended up going to Miami to call plays, and we saw how that worked out. I think it was Randy Sanders that was the offensive coordinator when Jameis was here, though.
Okay. Oh, okay. No Blood says Jimbo was the offensive coordinator. Oh, I think that's it, Tyler. Damian Craig. I can't stand Randy Sanders.
Damian Craig was the quarterback coach.
Yeah.
But remember, Damian Craig ended up leaving the year we won the national championship to Auburn.
Yeah. That's who they talk. That's who was giving the signals. That's what I heard. He was the one who had the signals because he was coaching Florida State the year before. So he had all the signals.
Yeah.
That was the one that was cheating. Giving them, yeah. We would have blew them out too. We would have blew them out.
Which was Jimbo's fault, because how do you not understand that you got a former staff member on the opposing team and you don't change up any signals? Like, that's dumb.
Right. We would have blew them out, and we would have went down as one of the most dominant. We would have went down as one of the most dominant teams in college football history. You know what I mean? So we didn't blow them out. We won by 3. So it's like pedestrian champion. That's what happened. Jameis Winston was like, he said he was happy it was close. I never believed Jameis Winston on that. I never believed him. He said, I'm happy it was close because we can prove. I think he was just on the high from the championship at the time because it was right after the game. He said, I was happy that we were able to win in a close game because then we could prove to people that we can overcome adversity, because they blew out everybody else. I'm like, nah. Because if you blew them out, you would go down as one of the most dominant teams in college football history. Hands down. But now ESPN can spin a narrative like, oh, see, they weren't that great. They only won by 3 points to Auburn. What was the second half score? That was the real score of the game. The second half score is what it would have been trending towards. I don't know what the second half. I know we were down. We were down by like what? How many points were we down by? That was like 2 scores. It was like 2 scores, I think. 15-6 or something like that. 18-6. Something like that. And then we came back and won 34-31. So we outscored the hell out of them. Because they had 18, I think, like in the first half.
We don't talk about the game whether we win or lose, John. I always talk about the game, win, lose, or draw, man. So, and if you win, congratulations. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to tell you why you won and what my team did wrong. I don't gotta cry about losses.
Hey, Clemson Tiger, go jump off a bridge. Nobody wants you here, man.
What did he say?
He goes, y'all bragging about Norvell, something about Norvell, and he's like,
I'm not bragging on Norvell. I say I like what Norvell's doing, but I'm not one of the people that's out here telling you Norvell's gonna win 10, 11 games, because I got a realistic look at the situation. And as far as Lashley goes, who cares about him? He coaches at Miami. He can bite the dust for all I care.
I think he's trolling the other fans in the chat. He's just looking at his life. He's miserable.
I thought he said good night like 30 minutes ago. I thought he was going to sleep or something.
I think he's scared about the looting and riots near his house, so he just want to try to spread the hate.
That makes sense.
That national championship was such a good game. Yeah, but it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been. I'd rather blow them out, honestly, and get drunk in the third quarter. Start getting drunk.
Yeah, my favorite game from that year was Clemson game.
The Clemson. Oh yeah, that was That's what I mean. That's the way it should have went.
Because that was such a hype game and
yeah,
the atmosphere and all of that, and then we just went in there and sucked all the energy out the stadium.
Yep. Hey, we was underdogs up until the night of the game. We were favored to lose by 7. And then on the night of the game, we were favored to win by 3. I was like, oh. I remember that.
Hey, they probably are, TJ. They probably didn't make the same guy with 2 different accounts or something.
Yeah, I blocked him before. He got back in, so he got a fake account. My favorite game from that year was Clemson. That's what Polk said too. I knew we were going to the national championship by the second half. TJ James, John Shields, don't be like all the other Hurricane fans talk all season and disappear. He's going to be that. Wanda Smith says nervous. I'm telling you, Clemson Tiger and Gator Boy are the same person. That's weird. You know what? I believe you, James. I believe you because I've seen those profiles before. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I've seen them on War Chant and stuff. Yeah, good catch. They're idiots. It's an idiot. Clemson got the ball first, and we still scored within the first 4 plays. Yep. Yeah, because they fumbled.
Yeah, they fumbled.
Boy, I was jumping. When they fumbled that ball, I was jumping up and down, man. Like I was hyped. I went crazy on that play. And it was all downhill for Clemson from there. It was all downhill. Why Clemson fans talking when they got their balls hit? I don't know why they talking. No,
you would think a program like Clemson where they doing good, you think they have their own channels they go on and be on there like talking football on their own channel. That don't make sense to me.
Fan base sucks. All right. Why? Okay. If not 10-2, 9-3. Ramon says, as far as FSU win-loss record, got to see the product on the field before making an honest opinion on the record. Nobody knows what FSU will look like this season. I'll be here. I at least respect the Noles because you never ran away like the Gators. I never visit any Gator chicken site. We beat them with Sean McGuire. Yeah, but that was the year after when James got in trouble. That wasn't. We talk about the first year, 2013. All right, y'all. Looks like it's done. Hey, Polk, what you want to talk about next week? What you want to talk about?
Next week, we'll move into the defense, and we'll talk about that whole defensive line. We'll talk about the D-ends, the D-tackles. We'll break down the D-line.
All right. We should have a lot more information with recruiting as well. Hopefully we'll get a tackle. Let's get that tackle.
That'd be nice.
Let's get that tackle, man. Make it pop. Make it happen. FSU fans cooking dab on Twitter. Oh boy, what if that cause a ripple effect and we start like Ole Miss? What if it cause a ripple effect and we start getting the Clemson boys that's from Florida? What if that happens? That'd be crazy. Something to think about. Man.
Hey, Dennis. Dennis I like. Because Dennis, he's a supporter of my channel. Me and Dennis always go back and forth. And Dennis always keep it respectful with me. So, Dennis, y'all beat us for a 4th time in a row. I'll do a live stream. You can come on my channel and we'll drink Hennessy together. How about that?
Boy, they're going to get tired of me. If Florida State wins, Dennis, you know this, Dennis. If Florida State wins, boy, y'all going to get tired of me. Come on,
Dennis, if Florida State wins, you got to drink half the bottle. Just chug it, half the bottle. I'll even bring you on live stream to do it so I can watch you do it.
Can you imagine that first episode, Pope, when I go on Hurricane T2Y's channel after we win? Can you imagine what that's going to be like?
They're going to be sick.
When I'm sitting right there with no smile on my face. Oh, they're gonna be sick.
They're gonna be sick. But yeah, man, next week we'll do the defensive line and whatever news come out between now and then. That sound good to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So be on the lookout for that, folks. This has been another edition of Nole Night with Polk County and TURNTTALLY. Great turning out. This is just the beginning. As always, this is just the beginning. Y'all love this Nole Night. Y'all love it. Gators, Cliff, everybody love it. Be on the lookout for my video. I'm doing a video. It's gonna have tape. It's gonna be out tomorrow night. It's gonna have tape of Joshua Burrell, the wide receiver commit. It's gonna have tape of Jordan Eubanks, linebacker, who we got to commit.
Hey.
And I haven't seen any of these tapes yet. So as you watching the video that I make, you're gonna hear my live. Those are all live reactions. Like I haven't seen the tape. And then you got J-Dub, Jerry and Jones. I'm gonna have tape of him up because you know that's my guy. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be out for you tomorrow night. Hit that like button before you go. We got you covered with all your Nole needs, baby. Boy, stop. Let's go. Shout out to everybody. Bro. Thanks, Polk County, once again.
Yes, sir. See y'all next week.
See you next week, guys. See you next week, folks. Both of us to show up. We probably will. No problem, Mo. Yeah. See you next week, guys. Peace out. We are touchable on that holy mountain. Going like the sun sipping them liver fountains. Going symbols and blue sky to the maker. Yahweh most almighty power, the creator. The Babylon. We won't be yelling. This is past our team and Daniel 7. Elijah, we made a fire. That's what was going down the sun. Ultimate fitness required. Isaiah 43:11. The one beside her in heaven. Angelic men Messiah called my brethren. On the rising high coast. To the shoot. With hot feet. I parables like on repeat. So it's tree high. First to harvest work. So it's not hot. It's time to read.